So let me give my disclaimer first. This is another episode of Candace Michelle Views where I give my opinion on what I am viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. So today I'm going to just back up what I be saying because sometimes people think I say things for in hate speech, and I never ever say anything on here in hate speech. First of all, if I did have something to say in hate speech, it wouldn't be said on here. It would be in my own privacy of people that I wish I could trust if it was any hate speech being said. And on top of that, I don't really say hate speech. Anything I say behind doors, I always say out loud, even on a platform like this. That's just the way I am because I'm not doing it in a hateful way or a offensive way. It's always for like educational purposes. I never really say anything like mad rude. Hey, Factual One, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, and also I just want to start off a little bit of shout outs because I don't get to really read your guys' comments, but as you can see, I have to take like pictures of it and read it afterwards. So I did read all your comments and I wish I was able to respond to them, but I don't really know YouTube that well, and I feel like I have to take time to, look into it. They don't give you like pre-trials. It's like once you click on, you on, and then if I click something or press something to try to get my comments, I feel like it shuts me out. So I don't even want to like bother it right now until I actually look into it and then be able to have it on the side. But I have not had a chance because life is rough. Well, life is, busy. I'm like a slave to the game of my job. So any other times that I'm not working, I'm always like trying to feed and, sleep. So I haven't even looked into trying to figure out how to put the comments to the side, but I will try to look into it and figure it out. So I won't be so thinking that I'm not seeing your comments because I do look at it at the end. And I do want to give some shout outs to some people that was with me last live and stuck with me. I believe most of these people, because all your comments was there. I see you guys were with me through the whole time, and I do appreciate and I do send a lot of love your way. I do want to shout out some people like Factual One. Thank you for being here first, and other people that's here as well. Alexis, definitely, she was with me 100% with the last live, keeping me going, giving me topics to keep going. Chevette Hobson says she, and your Hobson, okay, said that she's a new sub, so thank you for subscribing and being here with me. Also, Corey Hart, he said hi, Candace. Hi, Corey Hart. Heard Where, also Super Chunk B, and I really don't have everybody else because I was trying to take pictures of all the comments as fast as I could. So shout out to you guys for being at the last live or any other lives that you catch or any videos you catch. I do appreciate you guys being actually interactive with me because it actually keeps me going, and you guys give me like improv, convos where I'm just not sticking to my script, which is I like. I like to just like piggyback with you guys, especially anybody that has a lot of comments where I feel like it's, like it feels like you're in the room with me and we're having a conversation. So yeah, I just want to back up what I was saying on my last live. I'm going to start off with a clip that they're showing on Channel 12 News. I'm going to just start off with that clip because that kind of sparked why I'm back up here with the same kind of topic in a way. Just want to give a quick video right here. Okay, so they gave it's a lot of supplies that they're sending. They said like 1 point something million, and it was all donated or whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of supplies, and they got a lot of supplies and help very quickly. And let me just show you this clip also. Okay. Look at the I Have a Dream.
so that SNAP recipients can buy prepared or hot food from restaurants or delis. Before this legislation, SNAP recipients could not use their benefits to buy prepared food, which Hochul says prevents people who are not able to cook or prepare their own meals from using SNAP benefits. Now here's what one Brooklynite had to say about that new program. I know
Now here go my brother here. He's just trying to make it.
a lot of people that have SNAP, and it's about time because it's for food. And whether food is cold, hot, prepared, it's still food. And it's good that people get a chance to buy food no matter what with the SNAP. What we're doing today, increasing the ability for people to use the SNAP benefits in restaurants directly, giving more money to our restaurants. This is how we start bringing.
Now I'm gonna stop it there. I just wanted to give you an insight on what the Haitians was able to accomplish at a very short time of them building a lot of food, a lot of they said like a lot of things that I always look up here because it's like a hook up there. I don't know, it just catches my attention. Anyway, yeah, a lot of food, a lot of benefits, trucks full of stuff, right? That they're shipping to another country, but they are saying to people in Brownsville, not Blackville, which is Haiti, where they're sending all the stuff to the black people. In Brownsville, they're sitting here telling us that, oh, you could buy some food in the restaurants with your snack card. That's all we are getting. Where is the truckload of stuff being sent out to people right here? Don't take that truck nowhere. Take that truck to Brownsville and help them out freely without them spending their SNAP benefits, and provide to the people that don't even have SNAP. Because I mean, it's people out here that do not get SNAP or any food stamps, not because we don't want it, because you ain't giving it, and you're telling us that you're gonna give all this stuff to a different country, and then right behind it, it's like a smack in the face. I know some people don't get it, but I get it 100%. You can't walk over somebody that's already, doing bad and say, oh, let's give all this to these people. We have enough. No, we don't have enough. If everything is not satisfied here, you don't start shipping everything. Wait till everything is satisfied here first, and then you can start to think about other people, and let the people here decide when you should be sending a barrel or a truck full of stuff somewhere else. I just didn't get the ideology of them saying like they're helping us or helping restaurants, because now restaurants are going to have to accept food stamps, which I don't know if it's easy for food stamps to turn into cash for restaurants, but a lot of restaurants are not going to be too happy about it. So are you really helping the restaurants? And then are you really helping any people from poor neighborhoods? And I don't know why they're just in Brownsville. It's like everyone is in some type of anguish, even if you have been working or whatever. It's always not enough. You know what I'm saying? So for them to act like, oh, well, we're giving you now, not extra SNAP, not oh, some people that ain't qualified for SNAP, go get some SNAP. They're saying, oh, the same benefits that you've been having, you could go now and get some hot food, which I believe we always was getting hot food. Some places, in that hood is accepting, so they just don't know nothing. So they didn't do anything for nobody, you know what I'm saying? But this is why I'm about to start back on my rant about what I'm talking about when they talk about this black on, black this, black that. You saw the video of all of these Haitian people. They're all successful people. This is why they have this there. Look at them. Look at all these black people. Police officers. You don't see none of us in there. We barely are in any of these fields. And it's not because we're stupid or we're ignorant. It's because they don't let us in. Or on top of that, if you go to Target or something, you're going to see a whole bunch of us there with red t-shirts and khakis ready to go. But you see the black people that's not even from here always in positions where they are able to help right away, but they're offering you hot food on your snack. It's just not going to work for me no more. I mean, I'm just not feeling it. Yeah, we're going to get into also them admitting themselves that they're scamming and they're aggressive as hell. And I mean, let's be honest, like they act like those, it's like, I'm going to show you because I don't want to say it and then people say, oh, well, I'm being rude. Yeah, they're absolutely crisis actors out here. It's nothing. Everything you see on TV is crisis actors. You know how many people that pass away that I don't see no GoFundMe's, I don't see no statues, and we're going to get into the statues. I thought I got kicked out of Instagram today because I was talking about the statues and people tried to come for me like, oh, his brother. It was statues of GF double L, aka Stephen Jackson, and which is a crisis. It was a whole crisis situation. Homegirl, I don't know homegirl name, but her whole scenario seemed like something out the movies or something that 50 Cent is producing. Of her they shooting and all this stuff, and she the only one that got lit up. Don't make any sense. Like homeboy had her as a shield, or it was a scam. I believe a lot of these people are doing insurance. I always showed you from a long time ago that a lot of people make a lot of money off of these insurance scams. They fake dying. Gabby, in my opinion, Gabby and her boyfriend, I mean, did y'all not see how crisis, and they're terrible actors. I've been saying this from day one. They're awful actors. This is how I know that, that Gabby is bullshit her. Yes, she was awful. I mean, I was ready to fire. They should have fired her right on the spot. Like, look, you're not taking this serious, and we need some tears, some real tears. Not you just going like she's just making your face like that. You're like, we want to see some tears producing. They're not hiring good people because I know for me, I could cry at the drop of the hatch. So, because I've been locked up a lot, and it's plenty of times where I got out of there because my crisis acting is good. I tell them anything, and they used to come check. As soon as I hear them walking, I used to be like chilling, like, sleep, like laying all over the floor or whatever in my cell, and I hear them walking. I just start walking the waterworks up, and then they'll be like, "You still crying?" And I'm like, "Cause I don't know what to do." And and then they used to let me out through the back doors and all kinds of stuff. Like, you know what, we're just gonna give you a ticket or whatever. Cause if you say stuff, I'm not gonna go in. But if you do a good job, people will believe you. They're not even doing a good job. So I'm like, yo, they're not. Who are they hiring here? They need to. But the thing is, I think they want us to know. A lot of these things that's on here, they want us to know. So it's like very dramatic because they want you to know it's soap opera breed. But anyway, like I said, I know a lot of the stuff is fake because I know a lot of people that pass and this and that, and they never get a GoFundMe. They don't get a big production, like of people talking about the situation on the news. How they have all these witnesses and all these people talking about stuff. Like, it never happens in reality of all the people I know. So when I see stuff happen like that here, and they're not even from here, it gets very confusing on why these people are being so supported. Why are they having so many productions on TV when it's real people that I know passing away all the time that's not getting any kind of airplay, any kind of like GoFundMes. You think like these celebrities should be getting GoFundMes over these young people dying in the streets and stuff like that? Those people need the GoFundMes and the coverage way more than any of these so-called celebrities dying. And let's be honest, some of these people are getting sent back to their country, or they are choosing the option to, if they're getting caught doing a lot of things, because court is stocked up. It's stopped up. They're not doing much court cases. I don't know how many people has cases right now, but we're being told that we have to wait. I think it's going to clear up 2 years from now. Let them tell it. They say within 2 years things should start picking back up. I'm like, what do that got to do with me? But they are saying that things are going to be stopped up for 2 years from now. Now, mark my words that you got to listen to what these people say, because 2 years from now, I'm going to look back at it and say, oh, that's what he meant. So courts is stopped up. And I'm pretty sure it's from these celebrities because they're not moving my case. So that's a problem. And it's been ongoing, and they said everything was a hoax since COVID, and that's 2 years ago. And they're still talking about 2 years now from here. So I'm just confused, but they're like, oh, well, we got to stop everything because it's more important and blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure 2 years from now, we're going to see why everything was stopped up, because a lot of people are going to come up dead. A lot of people are going to come up because I think they're opting out instead of being embarrassed of what they have been doing with the sex slave, the sex trade, human trafficking things. I use the word sex slave, but with all they do is try to traffic young girls. And I'm not sure about the boy end, but a lot of the boys are oh, thank you. I thought you was calling me dumb, but you said dumb fire. Okay, I'll take that. There are the. I don't want to miss the comments. If they were black, you shouldn't have to hit her. Oh yeah, definitely. If they were black, brown, red, whatever color. Mostly, I feel like these white people, even though people say white people are getting more privilege, I believe white people don't know what the hell is going on. Like, sometimes I feel bad for white people because I feel like they've just been thrown into a cage of, we're gonna blame your ass. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, okay, I'll take that. Because we get to go in the banks and get stuff, we get to go on this and get the thing. But then, okay, you get all that stuff, but could you afford it? this stuff isn't free. That's a whole lot of debt they put on these people's backs, and they be stressed all the way out like, look. But anyway, that's beside the point. I don't want to get on white people. But I just feel like that sometimes we be trying to beat the white person up because the black person, this is a black and white checkerboard game. So I feel like the African Asiatic people do not want to get outed by tearing us up, their own people. So they keep pushing it on the white man. And that every time I hear the white man, I know something ain't right. And it's an African Asiatic black person around saying it. And sometimes black African Asiatic people don't have to be necessarily black, but you'll know it's them when you see them because they know it's us when they see us. I have already told you that people have told me right in my face that I'm not this or I'm not that. So they know exactly who we are, and we just don't think of it like that because we're not taught in practice what they're taught in practice when they get here, what their goals are when they get here, and things of that nature. I do have an Instagram. I don't have my thing up because it's mad wrinkled, and I was thinking of trying to do a different backdrop, but I will try to put the backdrop up again. But I do have an Instagram. It's #1eye candy. And Instagram is down for some reason. I'm pissed about that because I don't really care about Facebook. Like that's for like, I don't know, in my opinion, older people that don't really know how to use the new apps. So I haven't been on Facebook in a minute. But I did enjoy Instagram. I do have TikTok. It's still up, but TikTok is just like little dance videos and stuff. I do like to do that because it keeps me energetic. So I do kind of keep doing it. But sometimes I don't want to get too much into TikTok because it could be, you could be on there for hours being hypnotized off of like silly things. So, but they do have a lot of good stuff on TikTok when you want to do it yourself. The do it yourself pages are really good. But anyway, yeah, I don't use Facebook. I feel like it's like all your family, man, everybody, your grandmama gonna be on there, like, So, Instagram, they don't really know how to use that, or whatever the case may be. I haven't found, too many people can't really find me, except, my age group or whatever. But, yeah, back on to these Haitians, and not to be rude about Haitians. I don't got nothing against them. I've been around Haitians before. I've actually had issues where I know they talk about behind our backs because I had recorded someone. She was going too hard on me in another language, acting like she didn't know no English. So I knew she was doing too much with me. And one day I tape recorded it, and because I knew somebody else that had like a nurse aide that was Haitian. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this person, and I'm gonna go to this nurse aide and say, since you working for my friend Mama, you tell me what she's saying, right? So at first she was game. The nurse aide, the Haitian nurse aide, she was like, okay, let me listen, whatever. I let her listen to the tape, and she was listening to it like, ooh, and started laughing and stuff. So I'm like, what's so funny? Like, because it was a long tape. She was just going on and on and on. So she was like, oh, she's saying right here that I'm a foolish girl. She was like, I'm a streetwalker, Moshe, or something like that. Like, I'm a streetwalker. And this one, I'm a go-go girl. She was saying things like that nature. And then the lady got quiet. And it was still going. So I'm looking like, well, what's being said now? She was looking like, and then she started to look all worried. And then she was just like, she shut it down and didn't say nothing. So I'm like, yo, like, what's up? Like, can't you tell your mama to tell her to finish? Like, yo, like, she's the, she was the nurse aide there. But she would not continue to tell me what was being said. But what I was hearing on that tape, I wanted to know because it sounded bad. And she was like, she's not going to tell me she's done. She would not tell me nothing else. She would not give me any more information. So I'm like, you told me all that nasty stuff. But then when it got to the good, like, it was like not even 2 or 3 minutes in. And I had like 15, 30 minutes to tape. And I didn't even tape all of it. I stopped it at some point of her ranting in Creole. She was like, she got very serious with me and told me she would not tell me nothing else. So I was just like, okay, at some point I started to think about it, thinking maybe she was doing casting something on me. Because the same person that was talking about me like a dog told me she casted something on a man. She put her period blood in his wine or his drink, whatever, when they was preparing something. And it was supposed to be something where he stays with her forever, whatever, which I don't think it worked because but anyway, I don't really want to talk about people because that's why I keep it like anonymous because I don't have no issues with no one. I forgive everybody in life, but I just felt like it was brought upon for no reason that I was being talked about like that. And then the fact that that lady don't even know the other lady, that's cold. That's cold. She looking like whatever she was saying when she completely stopped and her face kind of turned like, and then she was like, no, I'm not telling you, I'm not. And she didn't want to listen. She listened to a lot of it. And I was like, well, what's the point of you listening to it if you're not going to tell me the rest? But anyway, I don't want to dwell on that part because this is not why I'm on the Haitians. I'm on the Haitians because of what they. I'm going to show you. It was like I didn't know it was that many lined up to come in here. It's a whole marching band. It's bigger than a Million Man March trying to come in here. So I'm like, oh my God, like oh my Lord. Like so, yeah, that's weird and that's a problem. It's not enough room. They're giving us snack over here. They're giving us the same snack and letting us buy hot food, but y'all gonna tell me the Million Man March of Haitians is about to come in here, the wooden soldiers is about to march up in here, and y'all sending stuff to Haiti, and you got them trying to come. Like what kind of like free for all, you know? Who's telling them this? Who's okaying this? Yeah, we need to go to Congress and start letting them know, like, excuse me, we need that truck. We need that. We need everything. Don't let them in the border. We don't have nothing. They already got the cop jobs. They already got the nursing jobs. They already got. We don't want to work at Target no more. We don't want to work at these corporations that try to kill us. You know what I'm saying? Where they just got you working 5 millimeters a second, and they don't even want you to think. You know, with your own brain. They just want you to do your job. We don't want that. We want career-based places where they're in HR, sitting there all day doing nothing and printing paper and stuff like that. So we don't need more of them here. Another issue is where they're making people take the boom, boom, boom. And I've already told you, I know people that's in this situation, and some had to take it, and some people are not. And they said, wow, this before it was even mandated, like the day of, like that, it was mandated that Friday. They said like Wednesday and Thursday they had mad people in HR, immigrants, already lining up to get the jobs. So I already told y'all, don't lose your job for this. I'm not sure exactly what they are doing and what's being put on people, but at the same time, you already know if you miss a check, you're gonna miss your home and you're gonna miss your state because you're gonna end up getting replaced, which is the Great Reset. So we gotta understand and have a little bit more strategic lookout at it because these religious stuff and stuff like that, they're not accepting it, and they want you to go, and they're already having a replacement ready for you. They're letting Haitians in the U.S. and the U.S. is going to Haiti for they're hooking Haiti up. That's there. They already got 10,000 or more people waiting to get in here. So who are they helping if they're at the border? But anyway, that's beside the point because I'm about to show you how much of a scam it is. Because like I said, they're all really successful here. That's why they're getting so much support. People are complaining about saying the Muslims and stuff is coming in here, but we don't hear anything about the Muslims getting mass support from America because they already done raped us dry with all this oil, this gas and stuff that we gotta buy, and all the corner stores that they have here. They don't need any of our help. So, and I believe that these Haitians and these French, African, Asiatic people don't need our help either. But I believe that they are just for some reason just make us help them anyway because they're greedy. They're hungry hippos. And I'm going to show you some clips of the live. I wanted to show you guys the live last time of this guy named Ace Live. He is Haitian descent. His mother was from Haiti, and I believe she came for a better opportunity, which she did do good. Her son is doing good. I'm not saying that they never struggled in life, but I mean, it's weird that these people could come in here and beat us in the race, and we've been here. Our generation's been here forever, and they'll just come here and be like, shoo, and own houses and own all these things. They do it for the Trinidad's also. Cardi B is Trinidad. Nicki Minaj is Trinidad. All these Trinities that they're not from this country. They were born in Trinidad and over here living the best life ever. They skipped the line. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. We're sick of all of them. That's why we're calling them immigrants. It's not fair, but it's not fair to the people that's been here forever, generations, that we are just, getting this and that and grabbing. We should be at the top of the, and they should be grabbing and taking and working at Target and things like that nature. Or if it's supervisor position available or any position available, people like me are never going to really get those positions. They'll have us work 14, 15 years in a company and stay right at that spot. And other people that's other descents will come in and they act like they're doing so much better, and they don't excel harder than us. They, in my opinion, they're not doing a harder job. I know a lot of people that take the job serious and stuff, and I've seen a lot of them bull crap, or they'll do their little job, but they won't help or do any extra. So how are they getting these how are they the first ones, the first pick? But like I said, it's who you know, who you're related to, because if they're in control, they're going to pull them up, okay, and give you a bunch of excuses why you can't. So I do want to show you the Ace Live guy. I do like his content, even though he's from Miami. He think he's from Miami, but if your mother's from Haiti, then you're from Haiti as well. Even though they're considered them Haitian Americans, there's no such thing as a Haitian American. They're just making it up as they go. But whatever. You're just a Haitian in America. You're just whatever in America. That's what you will be. That's what you'll always be. I don't care if you're born here as a citizenship. Whatever. Whenever this corporation dies away, so most likely so will your citizenship, because it goes with that documentation. So I don't know how much of an American you really will be considered. At the basis of what you're being here for, the green cards of what you're being here for is eliminated here. You know what I'm saying? Then it'll be free ball game of you guys being here. You'll be stranded, with no citizenship or, reasons of being here. And I'm going to touch on a lot of other topics besides Haitian because there's a lot of weird stuff going on. But I just wanted to really quickly go over the Ace Live thing where he is himself. He said when he got there, his mother was like, she did not want him to be there. She was very upset that he was there because she knows what she left. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to show you what the issues are. Because they had to continuously say that they were, trying to scam them, and they were Haitians themselves. So it's like, how do you scam? This is going to be a lot. This is going to be a lot of clips because he goes, this is why I tell you to try to listen to a lot of shows where they're verbally, when they go to Colombia, listen to what they say in Colombia. When they go to Peru, listen to, because verbal oral history is better than any written history you could ever find. You got people that's not even from there writing history. When you got people that's from there, family from their grandparents down, passing stories down to them. Oral history is way better than you could ever find in a book. So I'm going to sit a little bit closer because there's going to be a lot being said by him and what his mother said and all things like that. And I just want you guys to catch the mermaid concept because the mermaid concept comes from them. And we're going to keep going from here. Okay, did y'all catch that? So he's basically saying that his mother gave him an old folks tale that if you were light skinned, so you already see where the light skin, dark skin beef really comes from. It don't have nothing to do with us. We don't care about no color, but it comes from people that they'll blame it on the black community and they bring their own drama about that light skin. It's always black and light, but it's them that does it. It's them that's a part of it and they're causing it. Because people like us that's neutral be looking like, I don't care if you're dark skin or light skin, but they caused the issue and they're from the same place. The light skin and the dark skin people that argue are all usually Caribbeans. So I don't get what the hell they are even arguing about. Like hint case like Jessie Woo and Cardi B. They're both immigrant people from the Caribbean. So what is the real beef if you guys are related? But I think it's just like I said, it's always a distraction that they always try to cause. Also, he says that if you're light skinned, the mermaids will come and get you. So we're going to continue on so he could go on about the mermaid. So you see how they are well aware of this mermaid situation that I just started to find out about. I mean, come on, I've been here for a long time and I never heard about no merman, and all this weird stuff. But these people are well knowledged. This is what the enlightenment and conscience being aware of means, because these people know exactly what be going on. And then we'll be sitting here just sitting ducks, and they'll just be playing a chess game with us because we don't know what they know. So the mermaids live underground, but they come up on land. So doesn't it sound familiar like when I was telling you about Lake Lanier with KB? And I'm going to get back to him because he's so cool. Was in Brooklyn, a.k.a. in Manhattan. He was not in Brooklyn. And if I didn't have to work, I would have popped out and popped off because he'd be stealing. But, they make sure that we work forever, so we can't really do much about a lot of things, and they slip in here and slip out. But anyway, so doesn't that sound familiar where they are grabbing people in the water and they're blaming it on mermaids, but this is probably real people kidnapping light-skinned people to probably put in a sex trade or sell them This is why his mother and them are telling old tales like, hey, if you light skin, do not go in the water. Don't do this because they'll snatch you up and you end up in a different place, drugged up in a room with somebody on top of you, okay? Or waking up with your throat hurting like T.I. daughter. All right, so let's keep going. And sold to sex trafficking. Yeah, all of them know. All of them know. So he basically saying they're like zombies, and zombies is like people that be all drugged out. If you don't know, like if you go to like PA or something where it's like a lot of bus heads out there, people will be like, oh, this is zombie land, these zombies. So zombies is really a code word for people that be on drugs. And I already told you what drugs these people take. They're all on Coca-Cola. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Thank you, DC Hodge. I see your comment. So now you hear what he said? He's just recently in Haiti. And he's like, look at all these hotels, and this is a beautiful beachfront, blah, blah, blah. Why can't these people, where it's nice and they got the tourist area, why are they not helping the people from their own country? It's certain places that are very rich, does very well in Haiti, and then there's places that poor, just like any other country. So do we get off sending them so much help back? Maybe because there's so many people in our country doing so well that they feel like, oh, first priority is going over there to overly help them, but offer us snack hot food, and don't even add no more extra money on our SNAP. But anyway, let's keep it moving. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Are y'all following this? So he's basically saying that in this country they have a blowfish where it is a poison. It has some type of poison where people will be clinically known as dead. And these people will take it to and they said they're selling it not there, but out in other countries, probably here, where they hurry up and bury the person because they're not gonna be dead for long, like, sedated. And then he's gonna explain where when they wake up, they will explain to them that they died, and the witch doctor, whoever did this to them, will be over them when they wake up dead in the grave and take them out the grave and say, hey, I gave you a second life, and now your life belongs to me. You're a slave. So let's just listen to that. Do you hear this crazy? This is crazy. I'm your new owner. Okay? They'll keep them sedated. And he said something about a rainbow.
Something in the rainbow.
Yeah, this is all them. This is all them, and they trickery.
And then they wake up and they're their slave. Like, are you kidding me?
The voodoo doctor.
And yes, I want to help them.
And now you got to understand that why they're all in the health field. You got doctors doctoring their documentation and docking their ships to come here and become doctors. And if you could make sense of that, is witch doctors coming over here, doctoring their documentation and docking their ships over here and becoming our doctors. All right, how many doctors you come across and they don't even know no goddamn clear English? They just clicking a bunch of buttons in the computer and just listening to what the computer say. I mean, I can't name how many times that they messed up on medications and done so many stupid things because these people don't know clear English. They just get in these positions because of the status they hold here. And I'm going to show you why they hold such a high status, because they did help in the Revolution War with the French to come and conquer and beat the crap out of people that was native to the land, which is the native Indians, you ever heard of the Buffalo Soldier, Dreadlock Rasta, that killed all the buffaloes to try to starve out the native Indians? Or the American war with them. This is when they had to come and grab these people up to come help beat us, because I told you we were tough people to take down. Yeah, but let's continue with the oral information. So here they're gonna go try to scam them, and they're like, yo, we all Haitian, and they over here trying to scam us. Like, listen.
Okay, so all right, let's find out. Let's see what
Yeah, they're trying to buy lobster.
How much is your big boy right here? My boy, he ain't said my Monday. I'm only asking, I'm not picking up anything. No, say my side. What's that? Side. Who says that?
So now you see he's speaking a different language. Now he look like, man, y'all trying to rip me off. I'm like y'all. You see how that works? Where they start to talk the same language, like, hey, don't do me like that. I'm not, full American. And they could tell he's Haitian, but he's from Miami. So they're trying to still take advantage of him, even though he's from the same descendant. This is how they do their own people, as I've been saying. But he's gonna try to speak to them in Haitian, like, hey, don't do me like that, and they still want to try to do him like that.
What's that? They're trying to figure out how they're gonna finesse us.
Now he says they're trying to figure out how they're gonna try to finesse us. He even knows how they get down, and his mother already told him not to even come here. So what do you want me to say about these people that they're not even saying about themselves?
They'll finesse their own people just because he speaks English, but he's Haitian himself.
Oh my God. How much that's going for? This is big.
This is what we got to deal with in America.
He wants you to feel how heavy it is.
People always trying to get over.
Okay, so all right, let's find out. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. They give us a deal.
Yeah, but this is not the United States. This is a different country. It's coming directly from him. So why are they putting a middleman price on him?
They like, let's see.
So now he laughing because he like, what, you speak Creole? This guy came out speaking English. So he cracking up like, English. Like they was just trying to get over. And then when he started to speak Creole to him, he like, it's no reason for me to speak Creole no more. I can just speak English to you. So he laughing like, yo, like these people are straight finesses. But anyway.
Laughing because they spoke English through that whole.
Yeah, so anyway.
Which ain't bad, but this is not being taken from nowhere, but whatever.
Yeah, so let's keep it moving.
It looks dangerous. Lionfish by Air Poisson? How much for that? He said he know how to cook that and take the poison out of that. We'll do and then we'll try the lionfish. We'll die together for
So they're basically saying the lionfish is poisonous, but they can take the poison out. So what is, you see where all the poison or all these potions, like these Spanish fly potions and people that get passed out, do you not see where it's coming from? It's coming from the seafood and the blowfish and this tigerfish. So we don't really have seafood. We already know where all most of these seafoods and things come from. So we should understand where all these drugs, sedated drugs, where girls are getting date raped or guys are getting date raped, waking up not knowing what's going on. You should understand where the basis of it's coming from.
Told you can't eat all that seafood and all that stuff because
Yeah.
that's mercury in it.
Dangerous.
You cannot.
And they don't tell you that part. That it's not good to be eating all that stuff. Okay, they're the pirates.
Okay, so let's check out
So you
the
see who
pirates'
the-
boats right here.
See who the fishermen are and who the
Biblical
pirates
fishermen,
are.
pirates. It's them.
Get who's starting to write this biblical stuff.
I don't know what I'm trying to explain here, but let's just keep it moving. They're gonna
How
go.
are you able to find these things? You like the Black Highlander instead of.
See
he's
how
like
they
the
call him the Black Highlander? Because they don't live on lowland. They live up in the mountains and things of that nature. I just want to give you all a background of their background. So now he's gonna explain to them that one of the guys look like the people from South America. The statues that's in the back of like Mexico and things like that, starting off the Central America, South America area with those big heads. He's gonna show one of the guys that he looked just like it. Watch.
lionfish are very venomous. It's
Yeah. Anyway, that's-
I'll put it in the description if you want to set up food here.
I want to see the part where he tells the guy. Wait a second. My bad. We gotta get to the part where he's telling the guy that he looks like the statue. So I want to get to that part. And he was okay. Here we go. He said Mexico, like you look at the people from Mexico.
looks like your family. Look, he's saying he look like those statues back there.
They tripping because the guy looks like.
Where's the picture? Why didn't see it?
There's a photo, there's a picture of this guy. There's a statue of a guy that looks just like him, alright, guys?
He's referring to in South America, those statues.
I don't know. It's weird.
So it's clear as day that they all come from most likely South America and they migrated to Africa.
There we go. Okay, they're not trying to be funny. They know that's all them, all African, North African Frenchmen that came up from coming from all around. It's a circulation of the African Asiatic man.
Because the guy looks like him.
He said, South America, Brazil, Central America.
Statues of them all over that area. So wouldn't you think that they came from there? Because why wouldn't they have these statues in Haiti or in Africa? Why is these statues in Central America, South America? So I just want to give just that little rundown right there to show you that it's clear as day that is something going on. One moment. Whew, yeah. Just move that over there. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot of weird stuff going on with the mermaid. All the things that I talk about with Central America, it is literally doing, and I want to say Haitians, it's just the North African men. They're from Nigeria. So, or not even from Nigeria, because they're really from up north, more towards the Yorkshires, Greenland, Iceland. That's where they originally come from. If you go on the map and look at the map, you'll see like the Faroe Islands up there. It's called Faroe with an F. Islands is up by Iceland and Greenland. Also, the Victoria Island is up past Canada, and also Elizabeth Island. So these Victoria from Spain and Elizabeth from England is just a front for the actual islands that these people derive from. Up top from the Arctic. We all came from up top from Antarctica. In the Arctic, it's all one landmass. We could not come up from Antarctica because of the Drake Passage. I already showed you guys some information about that, where people have said that they have taken the biggest boats in today's time, the best boats, and that passage was so dangerous that they'll never take the passage again, no matter how much money was offered to them, because it's almost impossible to go through the Drake Passage from South America to the Antarctica. So they're not, back in the days, they did not come from Antarctica to South America. There was no way they could get through the Drake Passage. It's too much of a dangerous, treacherous water. So they have to when people try to go there, they have to U-turn. It's like the end of the earth. It's nowhere else to go. So what we did when everything flooded back there. Obviously, Antarctica is still flooded and frozen. They had, not saying it flooded because it could have been just a frozen, freezing area. This is a place where it freezes, it's cold. So they, instead of going through that, the Drake Passage, they went around. Like I advise you, like it's the Mario Brothers, and I had footage where it's documentaries where they showed the two lines coming from the Arctic. So it was like they migrated from Antarctica, going around and coming out through the Arctic, which lands you on top of the North Pole. And that's where everybody started to disperse. Okay, that's where the mermaids come from, with Alaska going to China and Russia. That's where we started to come down from Canada also into the Americas. And that's where they started to spread. It's only two people. It was only a red line and a blue and a green line. So the blue line comes because the red and the green mixes, and it becomes a blue lagoon when they came all circle. So you gotta understand, it's just two people here. It's just a regular brother like us, like a basketball tour lean player, and it's also an African, Asiatic, West Indian football stocky person. And we both have our own ways of making blonde and blue type eyed people. So you know, this is, so it's too much to explain right now, but I've done a lot of history on that already, how we come from the Arctic, and it was two lines, and some of these people stayed up top in Alaska, China, Russia, where it's freezing cold. Everybody knows Russia and everything is freezing cold, and so is Canada. And we did not stay up to in the cold. We went down towards where it was nice at, and then we continued on from being red, mahogany, brown people, black people, and we started to turn lighter and lighter as we went down towards Mexico. And then when they got back to South Central America, it's like the same scenario where now it's not too cold, but it's too hot. So just right, in America, it's the 50 states, some of Canada, not all of Canada, because Canada is very cold, some of the beginning of Canada, which we're fighting over, which is, you know, Toronto and Albany. That's where we kind of headline, and we were all in there anyway. And also in Mexico and you know, the states, obviously. And this is when the mermen begin in Alaska, and you can see the fishtail, it ends in Mexico, and this is when they start to pick back up. And since, because when the Mushu or the Mu whoever came down through, you know, and went through Oregon and went through that desert of Vegas and all that, that's why they don't dig over here. Because if they dig over here, they'll see this is the old world was up top, the hierarchy up in Canada, North America, Russia, China. We was the first Mohegans here. You see what I'm saying? Besides when they were probably living in the Arctic at some point and they had to move out or migrate wherever they were going. So they don't we don't know nothing about Russia. We don't know nothing about China. They're not digging nowhere up there. They're not digging nothing up in America. Nothing at all. Because if they start to dig in America, you're going to see a whole bunch of cities and stuff that we had, that they built on top of, that they still utilize to this day. They still go down in the bottom. You heard him himself. He said the mermen are the people that live in the bottom, in underground, and they come up on top here and there. They snatching people up. They keeping people drugged and thinking that they dead, and then you wake up under, and he said they keep them in a drug trance. They saying this out their own mouths. I'm not making it up. So I like to back up some of my information. I love when I get oral information out of people, because I post it up really quick, because I don't want people thinking I'm just saying stuff. This is off of a lot of research, and on top of that, experience in dealing with people that I'm like, what the hell, and stuff like that I'm not going to get into, because, you know, I already told you people that it's a lot of scams going on that I realized, and was like, I was smart enough to say no to a lot of stuff. And they don't like you, and you don't get too far or don't get too much information when you say no. And on top of that, it's not just the North African people, but it's people that join into like the Catholic Church. That's where they get the Jesus Christ, the Trinity. That's the God, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Very satanic. That's why I don't deal with Jesus Christ, but I know Jesus Christ is a representation of the connection of Yahweh, and it's a Jewish type, African Asiatic thing. That's why the Chinese people use Jesus Christ a lot. They are the Judea Christians or whatever. Like, trust me, they all know what it is. They all took religion from us. Is the Christianity originally with God? Everybody already knows that was the base of it, because Jesus Christ wasn't even thought about when we've been worshiping God. You understand what I'm saying? So we're not going to just skip over God and be like, oh, Jesus Christ is Jesus Christ that, because he just got here. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. So I don't know why people skip over God and then go straight to Jesus Christ, because they say, oh, he appointed him. Who appointed him? Because there's a lot of people that make fun of God and our religion because of the Jesus Christ concept that comes in, because they know they threw that curveball on us. You're never going to read the original Genesis book that most likely we have created and have studied and have been doing, and they feel like, oh, well, because we have been doing that, that's probably why we were such in a blessed area. We're in such a blessed place. You know what I'm saying? When you see these people talk about hell and stuff like that, you gotta understand that a lot of people, they deal with a lot of slavery by their own people. They deal with a lot of famine through the floods and all kinds of mudslides and earthquakes and things that happen, because this is not the land that they should be living on. The motherland, they consider it the motherland because, you know, women, like, you see the concept of them saying they don't want women to be the president because, like, we get our periods and we're like all crazy. So this is why don't y'all get why they call it the motherland? You know what I'm saying? Because it gets wild in the atmosphere there. The atmosphere there gets wild, and that's why people don't want. That's why they say this is fatherland, because he's stern and he, you know, he might not be the most lovable person, you know, the most, like, you know, emotional person, like probably the motherland. That's why you got all these people like, you got on us with their machetes, you know, ready to cut you. You know what I'm saying? Because they get too testy. The father, you know, men usually be looking like, you know, they think everything funny. They be like, what? So that you see, it's more calmer and smoother here, and that's why only men reign here, because they're not trying to have any of that wild stuff going on. I don't care if a woman ever is president, but tell you the truth, I don't think it fits here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not the place. You know what I'm saying? Take that stuff back there, or you know, in Africa, whatever, where the women reign. In the back of, you know, I could say Mexico now, but at one point we're talking about Central and South America. Now Mexico, because yes, they were fighting each other, and they took over, and you know, they tried to move all up in Los Angeles and all that too, and that's where you get the Wild Wild West from. That's where y'all was all fighting and you could tell that you had Chinese influence in the Wild Wild West because y'all was building saloons. And if you look at these travel channels, you see that that's how they build in other countries. They build like saloons, like with the wraparound porch where you could come out. It's like a saloon, and you could hold court there, where and somebody stands on top of the thing. We do not build like that in the central states of the Turtle Island, north part, east part. We never built saloons. We don't build like that. We build brick buildings like skyscrapers and things like that. We also had a lot of electrical things, maybe because of the Niagara Falls. We were able to figure out that we have a lot of electrical free energy more than anybody else around. So we were able to really get a lot of cool stuff going on with lights. That's why our city never sleeps and things like that, because we have enough energy to support that kind of Jetson kind of vibe, where we have a lot of electronical things here. And of course, if you're from somewhere else and you see what we have, even when they traveled around the world, they realized when they were building, they got Lena Tower, Lena this, Lena that, or they got the ruins, because they realized even if they build over there, it's not really that stable to build. They also blamed it on the architecture as well. The architectures are not as, you know, they didn't have the blueprint for real. And if you think you're going to double cross people and try to copy, yeah, some of your stuff might start to fall, some of your stuff might start to lean, and you might not have things that sustainable. And look, at some point that we were working together, or people were taking the blueprint and doing the right things, but then they realized they don't have enough material to keep it up as how we have an abundance here. We have an abundance of everything here, so they might call this heaven. And other places where you see these movies where they're like shooting and killing each other and doing this and doing that, and they're trying to, and they're like, oh, I'm taking them to a far away place. They're talking about taking them here. They like the Walking Dead and all that stuff. It's like the zombie stuff. You gotta think like zombie maybe just them exaggerating, because we know these people exaggerate things. So they're probably talking about drugged out, crazy people that if I could show you all the travel channels, like I show you, like in the Philippines and things like that, they have really, really nice places, and then they have the slums. And if you think we live in the hood and we're ghetto, then you have not been out the country in the third world country. Do you know why they call it the third world country? Because it's outside of the real world. Y'all are like a third person, just like the Trinity, Holy God, the God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's the same kind of concept of the three, this trilogy that they have, because they're like on the outskirts. They're on the outside of what they should be really doing. They cannot do what we do. We cannot become a third world country. It's impossible because we're not doing what they're doing. These people are laying. Why do they have to live like that? You know what I'm saying? It's up to you people to start cleaning up all that rubbish, figuring out how to upgrade your equipments there. It's up to the people. Don't wait for people to give, because at the beginning of time, no one was giving nobody nothing. People were innovating and doing things. So if you, to 2021, when you go to Marriott or you go to not Mother Gas, I'm not sure about all these countries, but I've seen a lot of countries where they all look exactly alike, no matter from South America, Africa, going on into Egypt. They are very money hungry and aggressive there. I've seen shows where they're saying, oh, Americans are rich, so they try to overcharge us because of that. Like, we're not rich. What the hell? People in America stay complaining because we're over here, they're sucking us dry. If we were not getting sucked dry, we will be exactly what they think we are. But we're not that, because we're sending a big truck to Haiti right now. And we have all our Congress people at the border right now for people that's not even, we've been plopping junk here since COVID, since the beginning of 2019, and you telling me all Congress is over there trying to figure out something right now for them? Excuse you? Like, I mean, I'm just feel so disrespected, and this is what they like to do to us. So that's why I'm going to just continue to do what I do, and I hope that other people try to not only spread the word, but also make their own pages, because I feel like voices need to be heard. I will watch everything that you guys make. I will try to support as much as people I can to come out forward, because if it's just me talking, people are going to be like, oh, she's just a hating or whatever. But I'm not hating. I am expressing what I am seeing in my face, and it's been going on for too long. It's been going on before when I had to watch my parents complain. You know what I'm saying? And their parents, I have pictures of them, and they look confused in these pictures. And they're from America. So it's like, what the hell is the problem here? How did y'all let these people come here? They're our government. They're taking all our money, talking about they're broke. How are y'all broke? You just taking the money from me alone. Since I've been working, they should be rich. I've been working since I was like 14. They taking all these taxes and stuff from me alone. They should have enough money. And then on top of that, look how many people are in the States. They are taxing all of us that are working and stuff like that. For who knows how long you've been working. Your parents been working. Where are you broke at? What did you do with this money? I want to come in their face like they my man. Like, I want to see the check. I want to see what you did, because it don't make no sense. Like, are y'all really sniffing this up y'all nose? Are y'all really doing this much drugs? Are y'all really eating this much steak? Are y'all really buying this much Chinese fake name brands? Like I don't get what they're doing with the money. You know what I'm saying? They had this many pizza parties and hot dog parties. Like, nah, they gotta give this bread back. They gotta just separate us from them. If they want to do all these drugs and have this many pizza party and hot dog parties and keep stealing kids and stuff on the low. See, the thing about them stealing but people from America, because I don't have any children, but you know what I'm saying, your children and the people from America children, the reason why they are kidnapping them is because we're not like some of these people from other countries that do a lot of drugs. They keep them tranquilized, and they do that that circle, that black and white circle. They keep them tranquilized on drugs, where they are selling their children. They're giving them out willingly. They don't know where the kids is. I was watching the Philippine thing. 2 kids came butt out naked. No parent came running behind them. 2 little boys, they were butt naked. It was one, and another one ran. And then no parent came behind them, so I don't know where those kids were going butt naked. And the person that was taping didn't seem to be alarmed. He didn't even look back. He just kept it going like it was normal. So the thing is, I don't think they're being that aware, or if they are being aware, they don't care, or they're on a lot of them are on drugs, or they're just so poor that they feel like, hey, I got a lot of kids, I can give one up or 2 for a benefit. Here we're not doing anything like that. No one is, not everyone, but a lot of people, because it's a lot of let's be honest, a lot of these celebrities Like I could use an example like Toya Wright, Lil Wayne's baby mother. Her mother was on drugs. Like a lot of these people, mother are on drugs, but yet here they are so successful. Like I wish my mother was on drugs, so I could be. I wish my mother was a crackhead, so I could be a celebrity because it seems like that is the ongoing story. If the mother and them not on crack, then the actual celebrity is on crack and they're dying now, supposedly. I think that they're copping out on whatever charges they're getting hit with, and instead of saying, "Hey, I'm a R. Kelly, I did this, I did that," they're saying, just take me out. And if they're not really dying, they're committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I'm just take myself out. Or they're doing fraud and they're going back to their country, because if they go back to their third world country, we will never hear about them. Let's be honest. Do we know anybody, any celebrities from any third world countries? No, we don't know. Even if they're celebrities in that country, America don't care nothing about them. American celebrities are the only people that go travel all out the country, because now we understand that they all related. That's why they go out there and do their shows. We do not care about going to a different country to see some celebrity. We're not going to do that, but other people from countries come to see our celebrities. So these celebrities could easily just disappear in their country and go back under their real name, because we already know their stage name does not belong to them, and they can say, hey, my exit out the game is I'm gonna die like this, and I'm gonna be on cancer, or I'm gonna have all these issues. When they're not really dying like that, that's just their stage exit, and they're actually just going back to their country, and they may have a lot of money. A lot of these people get disregarded like garbage and sent back to their country, and we will never know, because we do not have any ear to the streets out there, and those people out there will not say, hey, ain't you this person, because they don't know what's going on. They don't really be paying attention to what's in those countries where they're in the slums and all that. You don't see them on their phone like us all day. They're like laying out in the street, or they're like chilling and doing nothing really, trying to figure out what they're gonna do, or they start cooking early and stuff like that. So anyway, that's beside the point. We clearly could see that everybody around outside of the 50 states in some established, I'm not going to say every country, because some countries they make sure it's established for tourism only, and then the rest of their people they could give a hell on what happens or what they're doing out there, and they're not trying to develop nothing out there. They're not trying to fix any of the streets. In the Philippines, they had a whole street area where they just had it blocked off with like just tape, and you could literally see inside the ground. Like, it was so dangerous. And I'm looking like, it's 2021. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Start looking at these other countries. It's not adding up. But this is the point. The point is that they're like kind of living in hell, not because it's by choice, but maybe by government. Their people aren't right. These same people are governing our country. They should not be. They're not the natives to this country. This is why we're going broke now. This is why we don't care about giving us trucks and going to Brownsville with that truck full of assistance. Or not just Brownsville. I don't know why they just chose that place, but just saying Brownsville, it was like a smack in the face, because the black people just got a big truck sent to them in a lot of help. And then it's like subliminal. And then right next they talk about Brownsville. You see what I'm saying? Like, because they know we're not black, we're brown people. You see what I'm saying? So and then she said, oh well, this was. And then they started off with I have a dream with our footage. If y'all don't see this, I don't know how to make you see this. But we gotta start getting these people away from us. Like, getting them. Don't deal with them. Don't work with them. Do not, spend your money with them. It's hard to not spend your money with them because they own everything. I understand it, but just try to keep it as simple and basic as it is, as life should be anyway. We should never have been doing anything extra. Anything extra is the devil. And people got to understand that they try to compare the devil with God, which I feel like, what kind of Coca-Cola you drinking? Because the devil is nowhere near on the level of God. Like, the devil wasn't even around when God was making all of this. So where are you coming from? What is people talking about? What is Daylight and them talking about? And did you see how Daylight linked up with Homeboy after I did my live? And I was talking about them, and then they linked up to talk. I said Daylight talking trash. I was like, Daylight, aka Conscious Actions. And no offense to Conscious, I think he's cool, but I'm cool with somebody I never saw before. And let's be honest, like, I don't know if people that follow what I'm saying knows Conscious X and his work. His voice never changes. So when shout out to I Expose MCs, when he did his footage on Daylight, obviously it was common sense, because people say that him and Daylight are cool. So obviously he should know that Daylight is using a voice in playing Conscious X. And on top of that, it's common sense because the first video that Conscious X ever did, he was like walking in the park that Daylight always does. And then he had his, if you see a short thing, he had his thing tied just like how Daylight said. It was common sense that was him, and he made it hot when he did that. On top of that, Daylight said he had a baby mother, but yet he said he was like a kid. He was like 18 years old. So where did the baby mother come from? So, because Daylight has a baby mother. So you got to put two and two together. Conscious X voice never changes. It doesn't go higher. It doesn't go lower, which makes me believe that he is using a voice monitor. And why does Daylight do this? Why is Conscious X doing it? It's for funding. Conscious X is two-faced. They unsubscribe from all this stuff. Yeah, I don't want to be bashing Conscious X, because I swear when I first started my videos, I had him in my video because he was representing Young Pharaoh, and as Daylight said, he's cool, Young Pharaoh. He spoke to Young Pharaoh. These are all North Frenchmen. They're all in cahoots. And the samurai, you see how Young Pharaoh is talking about the Chinese monk from the, I've been told y'all about this before he even was mentioning that. So anyway, because I know my stuff, I know my information, and I already told y'all that at some point I was trying to run the ranks of, not run the ranks, but trying to be I want to be a part of this and that, and I didn't realize that I wasn't born into it. So they're trying to sex slave, use you, abuse, all kind. Not saying that happened to me, because like I said, I say no to a lot, but I realized that they were trying to, the people that know that, they say, oh, you know about the mermaids, and they're like, oh, we know about the mermaids. I don't, but people like me don't know about the mermaids, but we'll try to come and be a part of these getting money groups or this and that groups, and realize we'll be the one that go to jail, we'll be the one that get killed, we'll be the one that, and these people nothing won't happen to them, and they act like, oh, because I'm doing this and that. No, it's because it's a scam. It was always meant for y'all to F us over. You know what I'm saying? They're smiling in your face, and then they go like this behind your back, but we're smiling in their face, and then we're still smiling when we leave. We gotta stop being the clowns. They think we're the big jokers, but at the end of the day, the big joker is powerful if you know how to play it. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, he's Mexican. I don't know what he is. Have you ever seen him? And the thing, that's why I said, if you ask me, his voice never changes, which is weird. It never gets excited, it never gets loud, it never gets low. It's just a straight, so it's common sense that we're being scammed with whoever that person is behind that page, and it's for income. If they have numerous pages that's getting these big high ratings, they get decent checks, and it's you get 10,000 views or whatever, you probably get 100 or something, 300. So you see why they need more than one page. They're not getting 1 million views, 800,000 views. 1 million views, 800,000 views will get you probably a stack or two. You know what I'm saying? And that's just YouTube talk about money making, because this is what most of these pages are here for. That's why I don't really go on IMCs, because if he was monetized with those big high things, I'll be looking because a lot of people, like I said, if they're monetized with big views or whatever, that YouTube is allowing it. They all are part of this game, including YouTube. These people know what's going on, because YouTube knows that they're going to be promoting and saying things that they want to be pushed on platforms with those kind of viewings. So platforms like my views will never get nowhere. Platforms that shout out to Conscious Daughter, she has wonderful content where she sounds very level-headed and things like that, and things like this, the things that it makes a lot of sense. She's not things like people like our pages are never going to get platforms like that, because YouTube is not allowing it. She probably could get thousands and thousands of views. I could probably get thousands and thousands of views, but YouTube is never going to let us know that. YouTube is never going to want to pay me for that. YouTube is not going to like the content, so they're going to try to discourage me to not talk this content. Oh, you're not getting as many views as your twins. My twin celebrity. Oh, that gets so many views. So YouTube will try to manipulate me. I love Conscious Daughter too. Shout out to her. In numbers, job bodies is for your husband, not for the streets and the internet. Absolutely. I don't think people should have to cover up how the other religions do, because I feel like it's too. You gotta understand that these guys it's because of the men and the enforcement of it, and then you gotta start to have these women that just smile the girls that were with Dr. Umar, they're just smiling and they act like they don't have their own voice. So I don't want people to ever get to a point where you're just losing yourself thinking you're doing something for a man, because at the end of the day we're all individuals, okay? But whatever works for people. If people feel I want to be submissive or whatever, it's whatever works for you in your world. And that's what I be saying about with a lot of people. They'll say this about God or this and that. In your world, you could be whatever you want to be. But when you come across other people's world, you have to be respectful on what they feel like flies and what don't fly in their world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want in your world as long as we're respectful on what flies over here. So what I'm complaining about basically is they're not respecting our world over here because we got their ideologies from the motherland, the Muslimic people that want you to cover all up and be all scared of your man. And I'm not saying be chauvinist either because that's not us either. It's we 50-50, honey. And that's it. But anyway, they bring their ideologies on us. They trying to make us independent. They trying to make us submissive. They trying to make us everything that we should not be because we're a balance here. We are 100% balanced 50-50 and they're not respecting that. So this is what the complaint is about. It's like, listen, I will not tell you to go home if you are not respecting what we follow here, the rules we follow here. Look at the 10 Commandments. You people stole it from us. Y'all written it in stone because y'all know what it is. In South America and stuff like that. They know what's up. They are originally the first away people from the original people that created this rainbow. The South and Central American people know that they created this rainbow. Oh, I look like I'm glitching. I don't like that. Okay, I hope it works out. I don't know what just happened. But yeah, they all combine together and they make the rainbow. So that's why you heard him talking about the mermaid, the rainbows, all that. That's all of them. The Mexican, unfortunately, the Puerto Ricans that turn into Hispanic, Mexican-looking people, because like I told you, it's more native-looking people. Like the Dominican people, you see how they look more native, like how we look, or in the Native American people, we're native people. We're not African, Asiatic people. And African is just a made-up word. It's standing for these Chinese monk people that stayed up in the Arctic. And then eventually, they were stocky, they were more small, we were more taller and leaner, and we were able to do more. We got to the business. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that they can't do, because as of now, they can do, because they started to intermix with us. I can show you how people from England and stuff used to look like. Like, these people were sickly looking. And it's not because they're ugly or nothing like that. It's because they have a lot of deformities. So when they start to come over here and mix with people that got to the good parts of the world and we was doing our thing, when y'all start to intermix with us, we start to correct. We start to correct the issues that you sick. This is why they're making us take the thing like this. They make us do it like every 100 years. Every 100 years they say it's the Spanish flu, is this flu, because they are bringing people here. And we do not have the same system as them. We cannot drink their water, hence we cannot drink their water and things like that when we go there because we could get sick. People that was going to DR was dying. Did you hear how not too long ago people was dying from DR because they were like, oh, the air conditioner or something like that? No, it's because they probably were eating things that their body could not withstand, or they in that nature of them taking things that their system probably could handle and our system would not. So you got to understand, when they start to flood the gates in here because of the biblical times of them flooding and all the issues that they start to have over there, where they start to have fires, all kinds of issues, they start to cave in on us. And we cannot withstand that kind of, it's just like when they always first come, we get sick from their asses. So it's no different from when they ship their asses here. Not, I don't want to keep cursing, but when they shipped over here and they said, oh, y'all was getting the pox flu, y'all was getting this flu. So now when we go to school, we got to get shots, right? We got to get the pox shot, because you'll catch that. If you don't go to school with the intermixed people, we won't need the shots. But because we're going to intermix with people that we're not, you understand what I'm trying to say? We need the shots. So you see why we kind of need them now? Do you not see that it's more people that's about to flood in here? So do you not get that we might become very sick because of it? It's history repeats itself. So it's no different from what happened before. If they need to flood in here and we're not used to what they're used to, we're going to need a shot for it. You understand what I'm saying? To be immune to what they're about to bring upon us. You see what I'm saying? That's why the hospitals are being targeted, because if these people come flooding in the hospital, because most of these people are going to be sick if they come from places and they've been in camps and this and that. If you look at that Ace live show, he's going to show you Colombian girls or whatever. They were going from Venezuela to another place, and they had to go into a concentration camp for like 14 days. And these people would not let them go home. These people were perfectly healthy before they got into that concentration camp. But they were saying because of COVID, the CVVD, that they had to stay in the concentration to see if they were sick. But because they were in that nasty concentration camp and they were not eating well, they were not getting treated well, they had nothing but beds lined up. It was storming and raining, and they were outside with tents over their beds. They were not inside a house. One of the girls ended up getting sick, but then she got a shot, she got a hit, and she said she started to feel, she said her stomach and everything started to twirl up or whatever, and then she felt, you gotta look at the footage. Start looking at these travel channels and you'll see some of the truth of that they're trying to put upon us, and it's not fair. But anyway, and we can't feel bad because no one told, I'm not gonna skip, I keep skipping over and over and over. So the girl, then it was 2 of them. So once that girl got sick, she said they wouldn't let them home. They were supposed to be going home, but they started to riot, like, let us go home, let us get out of here, let us go back to our country. We've been here for past 14 days. They stayed there for a month. So eventually down the line, the other girl got sick. So you see what I'm trying to say? It's like if you wouldn't have did all that to them, they would have never got sick, but they're causing these people to get sick. If you got them held up over there, humbled up on together, and they all over there, it's chaos. People are going to get sick. If they're not sick just from not eating well and not sleeping well, they're getting sick from stress and all other kinds of like atmospheres that they're not used to. The environment is not as clean, and you're keeping them there. And then once they get released to us, and then you say, oh, don't worry about it, just take a jab. Like, come on, this happened already to us. So this is why they're all in the health fairs, because most of those people that's going to be sick are going to be flooding in the hospitals. Like, oh, I'm just getting out the camp and I'm not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? And then people like us that encounter them are going to be like, let me help you, but not knowing that it could be it could come upon us. So anyway, it's numerous reasons why they probably want us to get the boom, but I don't really know exactly why. But last time people were getting the boom, it was because of a flood of people coming in getting us sick. So as I stated, and then like I said, we can't drink their water. A lot of those people in Africa, they make food from out the dirt. Like if they don't have no food, they'll make like little cookies and stuff out of the dirt and let it dry, and they eat that stuff. And they say, oh, it's minerals and things like that, or they eat the bugs and things like that. Okay, but we don't do that here. You know what I'm saying? And our stomachs will not be able to uphold that. You should go ahead and try to eat out there for a week, not even like probably 2 days, you'll be throwing up and stuff like, oh, or over the place, sick, and probably die. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand we're very different people. They are third world countries for a reason, not because they should be, but probably because of their government and how they treat their people. This is the religion that they live in, and they're trying to push that religion upon us. Don't listen to Daylight or none of them, because they're a part of it. Daylight look like he's staying home being Mr. Mom. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't even have to work because they swear that they like, what do they do for a living? Harass us, and they get paid for it. People with money let them try to infiltrate us, and they get paid for it. And his job is to harass us, to feed us a bunch of crap. He ain't gonna tell you about the mermaids. He ain't gonna tell you about all that stuff that they tell you about in the country. So why are they lying to us? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so what happened with the rainbow situation of the African Asiatic caveman monk, whatever you want to call him, the Chinese guy, he's not white. You would think Chinese, you thinking white. They were ethnic looking people. They were looking more Jamaican. If you've seen a lot of Jamaicans, some of them look like Chinese, and a lot of Chinese people are in Jamaica and they dancing around. Remember the dance hall queen contests? And one year they was like, oh, Japanese girl won. The Japanese girl won or whatever, and she was doing her thing. That's your cousin. They are all related. Don't let them pretend that they are not related. They are all first cousins related. Just some of them are melanated people that soak up the sun, and some of them are pale people that stayed in the Arctic and they turned white or whatever the case, or like let them tell it. They did experiments. They were not cloning. They were splicing them. So I don't know if splicing comes from them being, being white, or the way I look at it. If you look at the albinos, that's like a condition of a spoiled egg. So if you're going down to South and Central America where you went past where you're supposed to belong, and you're eating fermented food and things like that, it could cause spoiled eggs. When you have spoiled eggs, they try to give you shots and stuff for the kids so it can survive. And 9 times out of 10, the kid might come out lighter because of that. So a lot of people, that's why they say the darker, the sweet or the melanin, a lot of these people don't have that darker complexion and stuff, because it could be because of disease, issues like STD issues and things like that could cause a kid to come out lighter, albino, and situations like that. And if you keep intermixing albinos and then bring them back to like other people, you could create white people, Chinese, like whiter colored people. That's why at some point they were trying to hunt all the albino people down. It wasn't. I don't think it was for fun. It's because when you see a whiter person or a light skinned person in a community full of melanated people, they'll believe that you can make us sick. You can make other people sick. So unfortunately, they'll try to kill you. But if you don't get killed and you end up escaping with your family, you have to go somewhere else. And then that's why they started to hunt them down and things like that, because they feel like you're just causing. What you're making white people, you're causing issues that they did not like that. They don't like the concept of having these sickly people out procreating, which is exactly what was happening down in New Zealand, Australia, and things of that nature. So anyway, and if you look at the Aboriginals, if you look at the people from South America, like Kirk Cass, that white guy that I was showing you, Kirk Cass, he looks just like the albino children that are being made by the South American, Latino, Armenian, whatever they are called out there. If you look at her albino children, they kind of look like how the white people from South America look like. If they clear out their albino and they start to have like a pale complexion or have some type of pigmentation start to come in. So and you can see how they keep doing all that mixing, that's why they got the 12 tribes. And we're the 13th tribe, the 13th amendment, the 13th, whatever you want to call us, and they put us in jail outfits or whatever, and they got all these constitution on us. We're the only tribe that didn't intermix like that. They just started to intermix us. They were intermixing like a mother. You know what I'm saying? And that's where they get their 12 tribes from. That's them. And then they come bouncing on us because we wanted to stick together, and we did not do that because we are God's children. And I'm tired of y'all not understanding that. In philosophy, they say I took a lot of philosophy classes, a lot of stuff where they talk about the father and the mother issues, button heads and things like that. But also they go across a concept of staying in your lane. They say at some point that God was saying to stay in your lane, with your race. You know what I'm saying? With your kind, because if you go outside of your race, it could cause what they have created. So Daylight and them do not like God because they feel like God is not in their favor or is punishing them because of them going out and intermixing, Adam and Eve intermixing and causing the curse of Cain is not by accident. Okay? So and then they go on to just creating a whole lot of other stuff. And migrating and trying to find other places like, in their head they're thinking this can't be the only good place. So they seek out to find good place like how the states are, how America is, the central, not, the states where I'm talking about like Mexico, the 50 states and a little bit of Canada before it gets too cold. They were saying this can't be the only place that's like, good food, good, not too much sun, not too much cold, not just right. It has to be other places, but unfortunately for them, it was not. That was their fate. Their fate was it wasn't. You didn't get nothing but desert. You didn't get nothing but freezing cold. You didn't get nothing but England, where it ain't nothing growing, no sun really gets there. You under the sea, all kinds of issues, flooding. That's what they came across. So you got to understand why they don't like God. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking like, why us? Why this is our fate? And the fate has became because you didn't listen, you didn't pay attention, you wasn't listening in class. He said, don't go here. He said, don't go flying part to the sun. He was telling us to do a lot of things that they did not listen to. So that's why it's called that's why it's like a mirror. It's a mirroring situation where, okay, us versus them. And they keep trying to convince us to come to the bad side. And they keep trying to corrupt our area, so eventually we could have the same fate as them, and maybe things will start to become corrupt here, if that makes any sense. And hopefully none of that ever happens if people like us realize and come out the trance that they put people in with all that poison and all that stuff that they do, Spanish fly and all that stuff that they trying to put us under, with the Coca-Cola and the marijuana and all their drugs and all their alcohol. if we come out those trances, we will understand that we're not supposed to follow. And a lot of us, we do stuff, but we don't never take it too far. We're never too extra. You're not supposed to be too extra. Once you get that extra, you already know where you're from. You're from over there. If you're being extra, you're from over there. And unfortunately, I'm a Capricorn, but you know, you're gonna be from the Tropic of Capricorn. You're not gonna be in a balanced area like the Cancer, the Tropic of Cancer. You're not gonna be in a balance of an area. So anyway, the point of them harassing us about God and then changing our gospel and stopping us from reading and then bringing, if you look at, what is it, 12 years a slave, not even 12 years a slave, where that guy, and something Butler, I don't know, I think he looks like Butler, the basketball player. I don't know this guy, I don't remember that. Oh, what was the guy's name? It was like a famous slave guy that came and beat all the white people up and killed them or something like that. What was this guy's name? It was like one of these slave guys that came in. He was Nat Turner. It was the Nat Turner movie where they showed Nat Turner coming to the black people churches and re-preaching something else to them. So you got to understand that they are subliminal. You got to read between the lines. They're never going to tell you directly what they were doing. It was obvious that he was bringing people to our churches, our praise, and our things, and implicating a different learning and forcing us into this different learning that we probably weren't happy to do, but obviously it was being brutally pushed upon us. Like, you'll be punished if you don't do it, or you'll be starved if you don't do it, or, you know, all these issues. They'll watch us, you know, we'll have to watch people get killed and things like that. So, of course, like, when I start saying things, I've had older people say, oh, you can't say that to unlook. Like, this is the mentality that you guys had. We're not scared. We're not worried like how people from back in the days, even if they are brutally killing us still right in our face, but we're not going to be as scared as them. They scared the crap out of them. Like, I don't want to see no more of my brothers. I don't want to see no more of my children get killed. So I'm just going to comply. And I'm going to tell my children, and I'm going to teach them different. And this is how the change happened with us just being God people and then turn it into Jesus Christ people. And I'm not even going to get into Jesus Christ because I'm not sure if it's something that we had and they just put dirt on it, or because if you look into it, it comes from the Catholic Church. And we all know that everybody from the Catholic Church is super evil. This is where you get into the game. If you're part of the Catholic Church, you get into the game that way. If you worship, you know, not saying everybody, but you know, this is where all the bad stuff occurs. And the Catholic Church comes from Ireland, the Yorkshires up top, the Norwegian, in, you know, Europe and things of that nature. That's where the Catholic Church is being studied at. And the Trinity of Jesus Christ and all that. And the saints and all those things. And I don't think we deal with any of that. We're just God-fearing people, and we called it a day. We're very simple people. And it works, and that was the plan. The plan is to be very simple, humble people. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we never went nowhere. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like me, if you can understand, you can raise your hand and say, hey, I don't know no family like in no other country. I can't say, oh, I have a cousin in Switzerland, or I have an aunt in Central Congo, or I have a cousin in Jamaica, or a step sibling. You know, I don't have no family nowhere but here. You see what I'm saying? So we know who. If you're immigrant, you will know, because you will have a cousin. You will know, be like, oh yeah, my mother, or oh, I got a cousin from it. So we know where you're from, and you should know where we're from, because we don't have any of that. We don't have any family member that we can say, oh, I got a cousin from Africa. We don't have none of that. I got a cousin from down south. I got a cousin from probably somewhere in these states, and that's as far as it's gonna go. My family don't even go nowhere near the west, but you know, like Mexico and all that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can understand it's a difference. They know it's a clear difference. We were playing games, acting like we couldn't tell. But if you can't tell, I already explained to you how. With the Asian eyes, the pop eyes, the turkey neck, the pyramid noses, the big noses, or pig noses. It could be this more, that's more, all kinds of stuff like that. You can see if you're not a descent from there and you have those features, then maybe you're probably mixed with native and probably somewhat of an African Asiatic, or some type of mix of that Chinese nature, whatever they've been doing out there. But as I stated, the plan was to stay in your lane. So the fact that they did not stay in their lane, they did, and the plan was to not go past the sun because your wings can melt. The fact that they went past it and did it anyway, that's why they are mad at God. God ain't mad at them. He told them not to do that because ain't nothing out there and it's going to be bad times. That's why he was telling us, you just got to know. If you ain't, and this is why they're divine. This is why they were picking things off the tree when they weren't supposed to and stuff like that because of the cool mandating. Yeah, I feel like I feel like they're doing this because it's the control. It comes back. Somebody just asked about what do I think about the mandating the V's. I feel like it's bull crap because they're making sure that the male people don't take it because the rich people want their mail. They want their Starbucks. They want their mail. So it's like if it doesn't affect their lives, they be like, let them take it. The thing is, they know that we have great immune systems here. So I think if people take it, I don't think it's going to do much to you. Some people are worried about getting sterilized. That's something that you probably should worry about. I don't think it will sterilize you, but I think that it probably could cause complications with probably your reproductive system, like probably causing like blockage and things like that. I don't think nothing could really sterilize you in life. I think that you having issues with your parts could cause the reason why you may not. So a lot of young people should be very wary, but older people that's not concerned about that. If you have a great immune system, I believe that it's not something that you have to really, really worry about. But I believe that they're pushing it out on people that they know that don't have great immune systems. Those people should be very concerned. And I don't think that they are worried about those people because most people that don't have great immune systems, sometimes they're, let's be honest, immigrants, or they're eating very bad like immigrants. Like you don't have to eat bad here, but yet some people eat very badly and they cause their own health issues. And only thing that's going to cause, if you're taking something like that and you're not strong, because a vaccine is nothing but the dead version of it, so you could be immune to it. So you get immune to whatever's circulating, so they hit you with it. So basically, they're hitting you with some bad stuff, and you got to have a good immune system to fight it. Now, I'm going to tell you somebody that I know took it, and they said that day they felt a lump in their neck. Like they felt like a lump was in their neck. And then I was watching a commercial where how like they say like, oh, if you have diabetes and you want to consult your doctor if you could take Myotol and those pill commercials where they be like, oh, if you have issues with your diabetes, you could take this pill and you might have itchy, red, burning, this, that. You might be blind in one eye. You know how they do those commercials with the pills? If you have like something, they be like, but consult your doctor to see if you could have it. One of the things that they were saying about the diabetes pills, they said that you could have lump in your neck and things like that. So I'm looking like, or they said it could cause cancer, this and that. So I don't know what the connection is, but this is what someone told me that when they took it, they felt a lump in their neck, and it could have been like just a coincidence, but I don't think it's no coincidence. And yeah, and like a lot of people, they already took it and they're well still alive. So it's not like you're gonna drop dead. But like I said, a lot of people, some people may be worried. Like if you're an immigrant or something and you don't have the best health already, and not to be rude to immigrants, but let's be honest, like when they came to Ellis Island, they said that they had them do a long walk. Like they made them walk from point A to point B. And it wasn't because they made them want to walk, it's because they wanted to watch how healthy they were. So a lot of people, when they got to point B, they were marking their jackets with you know how you write on the concrete with chalk. They were marking them with chalk on the back of their jackets to show some of these people that looked too sickly or they were disabled or had issues. They did not let them in the country. So they did all that for nothing. They did that 3-hour tour in the boat for no reason, and they had to head back home. Even after they sold everything, they told them to sell everything and don't come with nothing because they would have stood out. That's why they handed these people clothes, and they're like, oh, why everybody had the same outfit on? Because that's what we were wearing, and y'all were trying to blend in with us, so y'all wouldn't stand so much out. Y'all was wearing, these people were wearing rags. They looked very sickly and weird looking in the face, and And when they had them walk and do whatever they did, some people were very healthy and could make it. Some people probably weren't that weird looking; they were very looking. But a lot of these people, they don't have great health, and it's not because of just because they're not healthy. It's because of the choice of where they were at. The resources now are there. So people, they're probably like, oh, I'm not like that. Now you're not like that because the resources are able to trade. The trade in the thing is you're able to get the resources you need. Before, when there was no trades, when the boats were not even shipping yet over here, how were you getting that nutrient? How were you getting the things that you needed? You were only able to survive off of pine cones and pineapples and all kinds of stuff that's not that healthy for you. So and then it's like a scarce of meat. So they were eating like rhino, they eat hippopotamus, they eat monkeys, they eat dog, they eat everything they could get their hands on. If they could grab it and snap it up, they're going to cook it because this is what they eat. Rat. This is what they survived off of. It was not because they wanted to. They didn't have a bunch of chickens. They didn't have a bunch of cows. Cows come from Mexico. The bulls and all that comes from Mexico and down there. Chicken and stuff comes from our area, north, the states. I call it the states or whatever, in North America. So they had to survive off of a lot of bad stuff and bad water and bad this, and it affected their DNA strand. You know what I'm saying? It affected their looks. It affected how they, that's why they're disabled. They have a lot of health issues, and then they try to kidnap us, and we keep disappearing because a lot of people don't want to intermix with us, so they just want to because if you intermix with us, we start to correct some of that stuff. When you intermix with us, we correct it. But some of them don't want to intermix with us. Some of us don't want to intermix with them. So they gotta kidnap us, and then they try to trick you and sign these donor, like, oh, sign off your donor. I don't never sign. Why would I sign a donor? I don't care what. If anything happened to me right now, I'm not donating a goddamn thing. I don't feel comfortable donating something if something happened to me early. I want me to die. You're old. And then you could take whatever you want. I'll sign it then. Once I hit 90 something, I'll sign the donor stuff then. But they try to trick you into signing that donor stuff, right? So if somebody that's really rich needs some help, they need, like, let's be honest, didn't they say the Rothschild dude changed his heart like 15 times before he died? Like, look how bad he looked. He looked like he was in very bad health, but yet here he is living to 100. Look at Queen Elizabeth. You know there's only one Queen Elizabeth. Ain't like 5 of them. It's the same broad. It's the same lady from when they first got here to now that's still alive. She don't look like she's eating greens. She don't look like she's eating that healthy. She looks like, they don't look like they're in great health and great shape. How are they living so old? They are changing their parts out. You see what I'm saying? And we are the top #1 draft. So yeah, they have to continuously give us drive-bys. They try to keep putting all kinds of bad situations on us. That's why we don't get news coverage. It's like, oh well, another one bites the dust to them, and then they come and snatch us up, and they want to use our parts. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the better parts, we have the better health. That's why when the thing came out, they were saying, oh, Cuomo was looking all confused in the face, like, oh, we want the black and Latin. He didn't really, did he say Latinos or he said Puerto Ricans? Like, I don't know. But they always come from the Puerto Ricans because, like I said, y'all, we the big joker, y'all the little joker. You know what I'm saying? Like American, Puerto Rican. So, y'all, before y'all got bit by the Chinese, you know what I'm saying? Because, they tore y'all down, they came and ran down on y'all. And y'all weren't strong enough to beat them up for as long as we were beating them up. And, if you look into documentaries that I've looked at, and I'm going to try to give some more as much as I can, we always was they couldn't get up in here. We kept kicking them here, kicking them there, pushing them there. So they always say, oh, we want the black and the hey, Tuna Meter, I didn't catch that. Sorry, Tuna Meter, but thanks for being here. But I do look at you guys' comments at the end of the thing. I do check it out. So please keep the comments coming, and it does. Sometimes if I do catch it, it brings up more conversation. But yeah, so Cuomo was looking all weird in the face with his nipple rings, saying like, oh, we're gonna put trucks in front of the projects, and we're gonna put trucks. It was trucks all over here. They was offering us $100. I I was working with my boyfriend. He was like, "Oh, you think we should get it?" I'm like, I don't need $100 that bad. Like, yo, like some people, if he wasn't with me, they'd probably do it. I'm like, no. Some people need to be there to tell you no, because some people don't get it. Like, it's not even that if it doesn't hurt us. It's like it's just weird that they're trying to make us do it. Like, just the fact that they're trying to make us do it, the answer is no. And it's all for experiment though. You already know who they need to experiment things on. Why experiment it on somebody sickly? You see what's happening to the sickly people. They over there like at the hospitals like you know what I'm saying? So they want to do it on people that great health. So they're like, oh, the black people, they use us first. And they know ain't no black people in no damn project. Them West Indian black people living in houses and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you know who the brown, mixed black and brown, or brown people, they in projects and stuff, and they know what we are, so they want to use us first. They're like the brown people, and then the Latinas, y'all next in health. So they be looking like, yeah, we want to use it on y'all. We want to see how y'all react. We want to see what happens to y'all. So now they're forcing it on us because they don't know what the hell is going to happen. And that's just the bottom line. They want to use it on the most healthiest specimen. They already see what's happening to the weaklings. The white people and the Jewish people scared to death. They like, oh, and they rightfully so probably. They just trying to make it here on a regular day. They trying to stay out the hospital on a regular day. So imagine adding things onto them. They're already hyperventilating, like, I can't even go to work. So whatever. But that don't mean nothing to their kind. Because their kind don't give two craps about nobody. They only care about the people that's connected into the brotherhood, into the higher up, the percentages people. Those are the only people they care about. And those people, they don't have to worry about taking it because they don't work. They're entrepreneurs. They have all these. I don't see none of these people when they're traveling. I don't see that they took anything. So it's like, how are they still traveling? I don't see none of these people taking anything yet. It's all a scam. I can't even, I was trying to make plans to go places, and everything is saying that we need the V. So it's like I can't even go places no more. I can't even make plans no more. I'm literally stuck in a house a lot of places. Hey Spawn, what's up? What's good? I haven't seen you in a while, but I do check your little videos out. So go check my boy Spawn 2000 out. His videos is up. Shout out to you and Brandon. I saw you shout out Brandon. I don't know Brandon here, but I always keep up with the little homie Brandon as well. He always throw a lot of cool little clips up. It only takes a couple minutes, so check out his channel too. He always gives a little couple of clips where it's very informational, and he's really on his little game. So check him out and try to support. Everybody needs support here because we're small channels, and if we're not a part of the wicked, they don't put us on the platforms where we could get random people checking us out. You know what I'm saying? We have to do word for mouth because we keep it 100 and we don't fall into you see with Kwame Brown, right now with all the stuff that's happening with Instagram getting shut down and R. Kelly trial, he's trying to keep you distracted. Kwame Brown, he's trying to keep you distracted by, I was just watching his live before I came live. He's talking about girlfriend and boyfriend stuff, which is low Shiraka convo. I don't mind talking about, this girl and my man and what you think, ladies, and what you think, guys, should I date, should I do this? I don't mind those conversations, but not right now. Right now ain't the time. It's too many things going on. They trying to shoot us. People losing their jobs. They sending trucks to goddamn countries and sending us snap. Come on. Not right now. Not right now. You talking about Ussy and penis? Stop. Get out of that. Let's go up a couple levels. You know what I'm saying? And have some deeper conversations. But he cannot do that. He's not getting paid for that. He's getting paid to do exactly what he did. Got on this camera and started talking about girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, and ooh, y'all honeys look good, and daddy, and bust on my head. I don't know what the hell he be talking about half the time, but he's a distraction, okay? And then he was in New York earlier, and he titled the thing saying Brooklyn, but somebody that was live, you already know people from New York crazy, so somebody on his live came and ran down on him and was like, yeah, man, I see you on live and it say Brooklyn, but this ain't Brooklyn. And then he kind of stopped him from saying, I guess, the location. But I was like, you see, people from New York don't play. He was like, yeah, son, you saying you was live or whatever, but you was from Brooklyn, but like you're not in Brooklyn right now because he was in Manhattan. I could tell where he was at. I think he was in either Washington Square Park or he was in Lower Manhattan Park where they always have all those little get-togethers. I forget where they put the statues at. And the GFL statue, another that lady statue, and a guy I never heard of statue. I just found it very bizarre that they picked here to put those statues when these people are not from here, and then people act like they didn't get what I meant. I'm like, bro, you know why? I'd rather see people that I know passed away statues there. I don't want to see George Effie, and then on top of that, George F. daughter had a party. His little daughter had a party where little baby was there. Shaq was there. It's like, why would those two guys be there? And did y'all see that party? The little girl had an upstairs part where the beds was pushed together, probably for Shaq because he was so big. The beds was pushed together and they had mad balloons all over the place. Why is this little girl having beds upstairs? Like, I don't feel like and it wasn't her house. So why do y'all have a little girl having a house party with little baby there and Shaq? Didn't Kevin Hart say that Shaq was so tall that his thing kept hitting his head? So why would you have him around a bunch of little 5-year-old little girls? I would never want Shaq at a little girl party knowing that Kevin Hart got hit with it on his head. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this was weird. They could have invited Northwest there. They could have invited the little girl that rap. What's that little girl that be rapping and she got her own show now? They could have invited JoJo. They could have invited any little girl to that little girl party, but yet they invited little baby and Shaq to G. Floyd's daughter's birthday party. It was super creepy. And they showed us that it was beds upstairs that was pushed together because Shaq is about 7 foot. What was the beds there for? If I was having a little girl party, it would be all in the same area. It wouldn't be no upstairs, downstairs, because kids could get lost like that. Kids would be in the bathroom somewhere. Like, why would I be letting a kid go up the steps and down the steps? No, everything will be there. Your beds will be in here. The living room or something. Everything will be in the living room. No one's going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But the party was super creepy, super weird. You know what kind of people these are. So if you want to take a look at those pictures and look how that party was set up, take a look. And like I said, Kevin Hart was getting hit in the head with Shaq because how short he is. So him being around a bunch of little kids, little girls, I don't think that was the best idea. And it was little girls. It was a little girl slumber party. So I don't know what little baby or Shaq was doing here. But yet here they put GF statue looking like a big African Bumbata Zulu Nation statue. He got the biggest lips, I was like, when I saw him on the videos, I didn't feel like his lips and his nose looked as big as they are doing in these pictures, in these sculptures. It's like they're making his lips look extra big and his nose look extra big. I just feel like it's symbolism, and it's weird symbolism. They put them in bronze, and we all know the bronze era. So it's not even like they put them in gold and golden or whatever. They put them in bronze for a reason. It's all symbolism. This is the Aryan people, the blacksmiths from Greenland or whatever, where they take lava and they take lava and they made weapons. That's where they get all these hatchets and stuff from, all these knives from. This is their stuff. This is their weapons. This is them. This is them. This is all them. They corrupt New York. I don't know how they corrupt New York, how they corrupt Chicago, how they corrupt DC, Michigan, how they corrupt Florida, how they corrupt Virginia, North Carolina, Los Angeles, and I could go on and on where they have put their staple on those states. And the people that are from here are still in these states. They herd us into the projects. They herd us into cities because they want us in a tight spot so they could pick us off and do what they do to us. Like, that's why they convince us to come to these projects. This is why they convince, like, oh, you want opportunity, come here. Or when they say, oh, the gold rush in Los Angeles, like, oh, it's a gold rush. They wanted people to migrate over there. They try to calm y'all over here, put y'all in tight spots, and then they pick us off and they just harass us there. Trust me, it's all by design. It wasn't like that before. We were all living in nice houses and this and that, and then they put projects up and stuff and try to smush us on top. That's how they live in other countries. all these houses smacked on top. Like, you see how they build on the mountains in China, how they build in places, like they just be having mad pride. Like, they look like they are the inventors of projects, because there's so many of them. They multiply like crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why they weren't supposed to be intermixing like that, and that's why they all spread it out in areas that are not that livable, because there's nowhere else for them to go. It's so many people that they created out of intermixing like this, and they feel like they're being cursed. But to tell you the truth, when you don't listen, you have your own consequences. So they don't have to degrade or be rude about God and the concept of the capital God, the highest power, because of their fate. If you would have listened, or you wouldn't have disobeyed the Father, you wouldn't be. And I'm not saying He's punishing you, because you make your own choices, just like how they do here. They make you make your own choices. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to make this choice. They do it in a way where it's like a Connect Four game, where you know how you put all three and then you could win anyway. Like, if I have three in the middle, even if you click right here, I'm gonna click right there. This is the game that they play with us. It's like, they do a Connect Four with us, where we have to make a choice. So, because it's like, lose my job, I don't want to lose my job, so I do. So it's like you're making your own choice to do this to yourself, and it's like, well, but I don't have a choice. But you do, and it's like, well, I don't, because if I lose my job, I won't eat. But then do you have to necessarily? You understand what I'm saying? So they know that they'll push you in these Connect Four choices, where it's like, no matter which, a double-edged sword, or the red and the blue wing, it's all a trick. It all comes back to the same dragon. Anyway, I've explained in my beginning videos of all the symbolism, and how Buddhist and how Pan-African and Japan is, the pagans, and all, they all connected. Is 100% the same scenario. Muslim, it's all the same concept of divide and conquer, and you're just pushing it on us and trying to use their drugs and everything they can to make us go their way. But it's never gonna work here. I'm gonna just let y'all know that right now. It's never gonna work, because no matter how far y'all push us naturally, we can't never go across that line. Y'all people go across the line. Y'all went past that equator and y'all crossed the line, so y'all are okay with crossing the line. But we never did that. We never outsold. We're still. You can't see a Brownsville place in Africa. You don't see a Brownsville place in Colombia. You don't see you see them black people are over there, but you don't see Brownsville people out in other countries. We don't migrate. We don't immigrate nowhere. We stay where we belong, and we don't go across God. We don't go across that line. We don't play none of them games. And it's by natural nature, because we are God's children. We are Him. We are a reflection of our God. So unfortunately for y'all, no matter how much y'all try to make us intake or whatever y'all try to do to us as far as trying to keep us out of jobs, we're never going to format into that world that you guys live in. It's just never going to happen. By nature, okay? We naturally know what to do. Unfortunately, that's just the way any animal instinct is. Like, if you let an animal go, they're gonna find their way home. So yeah, so y'all, I really don't have much else to go off of. I don't know. I just did a long rant about who knows what, and I wanted to stick to the topic because I had other stuff about the Haitians, where the Ace Live dude, he was like trying to go up a mountain or whatever, and the guy was telling him how they took over Haiti. I mean, how the Haitians did a deal with the French, because they needed their help defeating whoever that was in America, which was us. They needed to help defeat us or whatever. So they came to Georgia, and he said in Columbia, Georgia, whatever. And he said that when they did what they did, they got their 40 acres and a mule. So a lot of people wonder why we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. It's because we were never the people that helped fight us. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't get a 40 acres and a mule. They did. That's why we're renting from them. That's why they own all the homes and stuff like that. The French purchased. And you know what they purchased, right? They gave the Haitians, the French, African, Asiatic people, they gave them Louisiana. And they gave them the New Orleans, Louisiana. They gave them that area. So you see what the why is like voodoo and Creole there. You understand what I'm saying? So they got their 40 acres and a mule. They got theirs, okay, for effing us over. So don't tell me why I'm upset that they're sending a truck over there and they're telling us to use our same amount of SNAP money to buy hot food. They're not even adding money on the SNAP card. They're not even giving SNAP to people that don't qualify for it. I'll take a SNAP card if they'll let me. Please, because food is freaking expensive. I'm literally spending $100 and something every week, and it's just me and my my boyfriend. So it's just like, why is food so expensive? And I be coming with like little bags. I don't even be having no shopping cart. And they be like, oh, it's 110. I be like, what? For like 10, 15 items? Like, I'm in the express line, sis. You sure that's my total? And yeah, it is. And they won't give me no SNAP. And then the people that do got SNAP, they're not adding more onto it. But yet you got a truckload of stuff and y'all all at the border. Excuse me? Don't jump over us. Don't jump over us. Hello? Deal with us first. Make sure we're satisfied. And then we could talk about other people. Am I bugging? But anyway, maybe y'all think it's okay because y'all probably mixed breeds that identify with y'all immigrant side more than your American side. Or you're full immigrant here pretending to be a second generation or something, but you're full immigrant. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and then you will sit there and say, go help them first. Well, we need a lot. I got a list. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, till we get some of them things checked off, where y'all going? Where y'all going with that truck? Somebody go get that truck before they send it off. Somebody go get that truck. I think that truck is in New York too. I would go get that truck. Me and some people will go get that truck. Okay? So I did want to just go over a couple things that really quick. When I was showing y'all guys about the anatomy of a woman and a man. So somebody else also put this up. It was like on a documentary showing the difference of the anatomy for women and men. And as you can see, the straight across, this is, and then this is more slanted. Like if you really pay attention, they got the guy that got straight across. Now, how many celebrity women I showed you got the same kind of long straight across thing like this? How many female, I just showed you Jordan, Kylie's friend, Jordan, I don't know what her last name is, Jordan something. Straight across, all the way across. You see how hers is not even going like all the way. Like how many women I showed you with the same neckline. And then of course, like I showed you, they don't have the cut in. They don't have the cut. It starts up here and then we go more round. How many women I showed you going straight cut in, cut like the cut. They got the cut. They don't got no things where it spouts out. It just go right on in. So you already know what kind of game they playing with these celebrities. They are mixed matching, and I think the men are the women and the women are the men. And I don't care who you pick out. And a lot of these people are gone. A lot of these people are not even here. Like Beyonce and them, like they got her wearing a mask or something. Like she looked like a Jabberwocky, like one of them Jabberwocky dancers. She definitely had a mask or something on. Yeah, look, he's on adrenochrome. And this is born a female too. This is born F, in my opinion. Like look at his face. Even if you lifting something that heavy up, your face don't change like that. These people, look, he has like a fish turkey neck, like his neck is connected to his chin. Like they all have that connection to their chin, to their neck. I don't know what kind of situation that is. Like it's just there to show you that they're immigrant and that something ain't right. Here go a bunch of M's. Look at these M's. Look how they are putting the thing above their waistline because they don't have that shape that I just showed you. So they try to create it. They tried to create it by pushing the panties all the way up. Because if it was all the way down, you would see that they have the cut. They have the cut. They don't have they don't have the feminine. They have the cut. So they push it up just like that girl Chloe, the sister, the Chloe girl. She had her panties all the way up. That's just an indication that they are trying to play a game with their outline shape. Okay. And as I show you, like they all look alike. They all have that same Chinese, African, Asiatic look. No matter if they're white or if they're black. As I stated, like some of them they do intermix with us, and they do have their own look, like the Brad Pitt or whatever the country boy look. Sometimes a lot of these country people they don't look much like that. Because they're more intermixing with some native people. But some of these white people they are mixed with African, Asiatic. So they got to understand which ones they come from, but you could tell with their features of their eyes and their nose. A lot of Jewish and Russian people look like that because they're Chinese. They're from China. There's no such thing as Russia. There's nothing but China and Asia over there, no matter where you go. And all of them were melanated people before they became white. So no matter who you're talking about, if depending on the time frame, if we're talking about Chinese and Asian people, we're talking about people that are of color. You see the Japanese people, the East Indian people, they have of color, even though they're Chinese people. They're all Asians. And nothing's more scammier than an East Indian, right? Don't they call your phone all day? The thing is, I stopped them from calling my phone, and can you believe they starting to text me now? I'm like, is this legal? Are they really able to text you? They like, hey, I just wanted to tell you that you might have won something, or oh, your insurance on my text, bro. I'm like, how are y'all texting me now? I done blocked so many of their numbers, because I'm like, I'm never going to fall for giving you my information. These East Indians, they be like, hello, how are you today? I want to just tell you, you won $1 million. One time they almost got me because they said I won some money, but once they said I had to put money on a card to get the money, I hung up on them. I was like, man, listen. I was like, I want money. I was like, well, he was like, oh, $300 and something is left on something. I forgot what they said. It was like my college tuition or something. He was like, oh, it's $300 being that we wanted to return it. So I was like, all right, well, give it to me. And he was like, oh, well, what you got to do is you got to go to the Rite Aid and get a reloadable card and put $300 something on it. And this, I was like, does that even make any sense? I said, man, if I had $300 to put on a reloadable card, I wouldn't even be on this phone right now. I'd be shopping. But anyway, and I'm not shopping no more. That's what I used to do. You know, now I just buy really cheap stuff and I call it a day. I try to do everything myself. Everything is do it yourself. I'm a do it yourselfer. And that's what we always were. They have stolen our talents. We need to take our talents back from them and start doing everything ourselves. And I bet you we'll do a better job, especially if we could get our hands on the equipment that we need. They try to make everything really expensive because if we was able to get our hands on all the equipment that we need, we wouldn't need them for nothing. So they try to always make us depend on them. So anyway, try to be a do-it-yourselfer. I definitely try to do everything myself. Like especially with outfits, I didn't make this outfit, but somebody I know made the outfit. And only thing you gotta do is take your favorite outfit, your favorite pants or whatever, buy some fabric from the store, which is like $2-3 a yard or whatever, and then buy the hems, take out the outfit, and then cut out the outfit, and then just sew it back, and then you have another pair of pants in whatever brand, whatever style you want, or another outfit. You know, you just take your favorite outfit, take your favorite jacket, whatever, take all the pieces apart, have all your pieces laying out, cut out your new fabric, put everything back together the way how it was, and you got your outfits. Okay, so it's not hard. I used to sew by hand before I got my machine. It used to take way longer to sew by hand, but tell you the truth, my outfits came out more better and it didn't like break apart when I did it by hand. But when I do it by machine, it's way faster. And like by hand, it'll take a week or two or probably a month. By machine, within a day or two. If I have some time, within a day. But sometimes, you know, you got to double stitch it because it could come loose a little bit. So just with the machines, make sure you secure it. But by hand, it comes out really nice. It comes out really secure because you're like really taking your time and sewing it really tight and together. And the machine just breezes past it. But anyway, that's if you got a really good machine then. But I don't have like the best machine. My machine is like mediocre. I just want people to be more innovative. And I'm trying to figure out how to block them from Texas. Like, and that's the East Indians. They can't help themselves. Silicon Valley, these Chinese people, they'll sell you everything. They'll sell everything. So they'll sell people. So let's just be careful around them. Let's try to stop supporting them if possible. Get only what you need. People think that Trump is helping us, but tell you the truth, Trump is just the red end of the stick and not the blue end. Like I said, it's kind of like new management coming in. The people that they had did a handshake with, the red and the blue, like Jay-Z said, when the family feuds, nobody wins. That's them. That's Trump and them and Biden them feuding. Their family, and they're saying nobody wins because their family is, cutting people off because they don't care about each other like that. So they don't care who they sacrifice because that's their belief. Their beliefs is sacrificing. When they sacrifice, they believe that they get even better, fortune because they're feeding their god. They're feeding Zeus. They're feeding their way. That's the way they like to do things. So when they do all this crab in the barrel stuff, they feel like it's better for them. So when they think, oh, Trump is helping us, it's like, no, he's not. He's down with Russia and certain Jews, because it's different kind of Jews. He's down with that group, and only thing they care about is overtaking us. So he's playing his script. His script was to make it seem like he was annoying, and then that we wanted Biden. And then once you got Biden double backed on everything. He said, oh, we're not going to mandate you, and then he turns around and mandate you. So you think this is part of the script. So now they got to say, oh, no, now we want Trump back. But they always wanted us to go this way in the first place. You see what kind of game they're playing? Now it's like, oh, I want homeboy back. But at the end of the day, we were always going to get homeboy. We was always going to get Trump from the jump. We were always going into that one world order from the jump. And they're just playing a confusing game with y'all. And he's just doing his job. Like, think about it. Trump is the guy that fires people. So didn't I tell you that they're firing them? They're firing some of those people back there, and they're trying to get their contract renewed. Trump was the guy firing people. So why you think they hired the guy that fires people? You see what I'm trying to say? So it's all part of the stupid script scam that they pull here. Anybody that supports any celebrity or any political person is delusional or a part of the scam. So that's why I'd be very wary about a lot of YouTubers, because I believe that sometimes they do try to represent Trump or something because of the financial gain that they could have with those people that represents that goes for that, because in their best interest they do want him and they do want this chaos to happen, because a lot of crisis actors and people actually live here. It's not like the crisis actors just come out of nowhere. These people live in communities. These people live in gated communities. They are a part of it, so they actually support people that pushes it on their platform, and people want that support, and they just disregard the fact that this guy is a crook. Like, let's be honest, Trump was on the Lolita airplane, and everybody know on the Lolita airplane, there were young girls doing their thing. So you telling me Trump is just like, oh my God, on the plane, like, oh no, don't suck that. Don't bend over. No, you tell me that's what he was doing on the Lolita Express line when he was on it? Because it was going down. It goes down every time they get on that mile high private plane. So you telling me Trump was just covering his eyes saying, no. Like, stop. And then it was a girl that already explained that he was on her, when she was there on an airplane ride or whatever. It was somebody that already came out. So we're not going to disregard all of that just because you crazy people think Biden is being weird. They're all being weird. Why all of them being weird with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, they all being weirdos. Like, this is the time of the weirdo, okay? They are coming, they popping out. So, yeah, I'm not messing with no celebrity ever. Even the celebrities that they feel is like victims, I don't care. They never came out and told us they were victims. They just sat there and got sex slaved out and reaped the benefits of living in good houses and eating good and having that security clearance to travel the world. They didn't say anything about them being sex slaves. They reaped the benefits. So I don't feel bad for none of them. I don't like none of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to ever talk nice about none of them. I'm only going to talk nice about people that I know from my neighborhood or people that I know from the States. And I'm being very wary about who I am chilling and knowing, period. Because there's a lot of infiltrators on the low level, on the low street level, acting like they're all that and they're this and that, and they're just trying to trick us into buying more Asian clothes that I'm not doing anymore, or they're trying to trick us into buying more expensive, like gold clubbing and buy bottles and stuff like that when you know it costs $20 in the store. I'm not chilling with low-level people on the street, those people that they hire on the street trying to rank up. Be very wary of those people. Or when they say, oh, this person's hating on me because I'm doing good. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about nobody at this point. Like, everyone's just doing their own thing and minding their business. And if you still preaching hate, like somebody's hating on you, you are the hater, okay? You are the hateful person trying to trick us into helping your immigrant family fill the barrels up and fill the trucks up to send to your relatives. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not falling for none of that no more. Yeah, we keeping it simple and cheap like the rich people, all right? And we're going to make sure that we have going forward before I put money into a black-owned business that pays for, they take that money and they go pay for, I say Asian name brand because Europe and stuff, that's Asian people. So like, and we already know when you see all those designers, they look Asian. So they're very short people, very Asian. Like, so they're not scamming me. They're not, those sweatshops. They build all that stuff in sweatshops. It costs like probably $20 to make those gowns and things that they make. If you saw Cardi B, they said they put a bunch of stupid looking outfits on her as usual, and she's Trinidad. She's not Dominican. That's why you don't see her with Hennessy no more. Hennessy just helped her act like she was Dominican because she was a Nipsey. She was a Nipsey and she was a Kamala, where her Trinidad self looked like she could be a Dominican. That's why Hennessy and her don't even hang out. Or like, look at the birthday parties that just passed for her kid. She just had a kid. We don't see Hennessy nowhere around. Like, Hennessy might post stuff from afar because she still got to play the role that she signed upon. But let's be honest, they are not real sisters. Like, I would never not see my sister for this long, or not go to any of my niece's birthday parties, or never to go to my nephew's birth. So we already know that was a scam because they want to pass Cardi B off as Spanish, but she's really Trinidadian. Okay? Because she's a Nipsey. She looks like this, so they could make you play any kind of roles that they need you to play. And she's not from New York. We don't know where she came from. Like, she just popped up out off the 6 train. She just popped up off the 6 train in the Bronx. Like, she's not from. But anyway, that's beside the point. Just like Nicki, she's not from the Queens. Like, you know, she came here at, 6-something years old. And I showed y'all a clip of her when she was very young doing an interview. Like, who would interview a 6-year-old? And she was talking about, blah, 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 blah. Like, they're born in the game. The father was a crackhead, right? There's always some crackhead around selling their kids off to the game. And the mother and them, they be 100% a part of it, you know, because they want the better life. Because they're from countries where they do very bad, is very poor, and they want to get out. They want to be out of there. So yeah, so that's that. And it's nice parts in other countries, but a lot of people do not reap the benefits of that. You see what I'm saying? So they get told deals like, hey, we are the government in this country. We got Hollywood. We got all this stuff going on. Let you come over here, and this is what y'all got to do. This is your. And they come upon and move their family here, and they take those offers. They take those offerings and do what they got to do, and they don't have no remorse over it because they feel like, look, y'all get to live here, and we're in hell over here. So yeah, they don't mind doing us the way they do us. You know what I'm saying? They come here to just straight distract us, straight throw us off our game, make us try to become them, and it's not going to happen naturally. We just don't go that far because we naturally know not to do so. Yeah, so I'm going to try to wrap it up because I know I come on Mondays because on the weekends I'm off, but you know, I gotta do a lot of things, and you know, get 2 days off is not much that you could really, it's not enough time. So I just try to squeeze in here on Mondays where I have some free time before the long work week, and I'm exhausted, and then I try to get ready for the long work week again. So you know, I just pop up where at the beginning where it works out for me because I'm just coming off my weekend. So this is why I do it on Mondays. I know people probably look like, Monday's not a good time, but thank you for anybody that comes. I see it's like a couple people here, and I do appreciate y'all staying with me too and commenting and keeping me going. You know, like I always say, it's nothing but love over here. Never no hate. You know, this is all about knowledge and you being in the known. Everybody's going to have some enlightenment. This is the Great Awakening. And we want everyone to be aware of what's going on and all the scams that's being pulled. This is nothing but a big scam mola playing field of them trying to just take our money all the time and make us work harder to make more money for them to continue to take it. It's a scam. They're taking our life because you want to buy things and do this and do that, and you're not even smelling the roses. You're not even stopping to smell the air. You know what I'm saying? If you ever come across a New Yorker, a lot of things could be happening, and we don't care because we gotta hurry up and get here. We're not even thinking about life. We're thinking about my boss and what my boss goes. No, that stuff got to come to an end at some point. We gotta start having a town hall shit where we're telling them, listen, the work week should consist of only 3 days, the most 4 days, and we need more of like 3-day weekends or 4-day weekends. Because if you want us to be workers, that's fine, but we need to have more of our life than to be working for you guys, or to be concerned about a business, or be concerned about revenuing money, because we have to keep up with the Joneses of this balancing of the bills every month that don't never stop. This is a stupid cycle. And at some point we got to say, you know what, this don't make no sense no more. F your commerce system, and this trade, because only thing it really benefits is the people that don't have outside of our world. You know what I'm saying? It only benefits them. We don't need to do all of this. For what? We could stop it at any moment and be very well here. So, you know what I'm saying? Only thing we gotta do is stand up, and the chessboard will fall. And they tell you all the time, only thing we have to do is stand up and the game is over. You know, the pieces in the chessboard is gonna fall right to the ground once we get it off our backs. All right? But you know, it's very difficult because like it's not enough people that's gang. We gotta really gang. We gotta be like Young Pharaoh and gang. We gotta gang. We gotta hold people's hands. Like, you see how he holding that boy hand? They be like, and that boy be like, every time Young Pharaoh got that boy hand, that boy be like, and Young Pharaoh be like, right. Didn't I say that? What I say? And he be looking like, what I said, and the boy don't know what he said. He be looking like, and the boy, he be like, yeah, you know what I said. I said this. Yeah, he knows what I said. I said this. And they be having their hands like this for man long. The boy be like, so, you know, I don't know what's going on over there. People been showing that Young Pharaoh's wearing female slippers and all kinds of stuff. Like, he won't even let Golden Beauty back in the house. He still got her in the trap house on the floor. But she's still cool with him. She's still part of the game. Because she's East Indian. And them East Indian people are scared of the Chinaman, which is the white man to them. They scared of the Chinaman because I showed you the picture of the white man holding the East Indian. They conquered the people up in the Arctic, conquers the people in the lower Arctic. That's just the way how their system is. All the kings in the castles was up in the top of the hierarchy in the Yorkshires, in Ireland, Scotland, and all over Russia, China. That's where the castles and all that stuff was. So when they come down on them, they come to conquer these people at the back of that area. So, you know, that's how that worked. And the Muslims in them, they tried to, like, you know, fight out of that or whatever. Because, you know, I really don't really want to get into that because that's a long story and I'm about to end this. So I'll get into that another day. But I just want to show you guys also before I go. It says right here, meet these black geniuses with the highest IQs in the world. Now give these little cuties a round of applause. Now you got to understand that I don't see no Asian eyes in them. I don't see no mix. I just see nothing but native kids to America. And you know that I got to keep explaining to y'all, we are the geniuses. You don't see no white kid there. You don't see no African Asiatic kid there. You don't see no Haitian kid there. You don't see no East Indian kid there. These are our kids that they are stealing as well. They are kidnapping these kids because these kids are going to grow up to be, and not just these kids, just us in general. We're just advanced. We're Adam. We're the advanced people. So it's nothing they could do. And they'll say black, but let's be honest, these kids are not black. They are the red brown people. They are from us. Young Pharaoh and Golden baked potato head cabbage patch doorface. Now I don't like to talk about people's looks, but I mean she's super East Indian, and she said that she's blackity black, like, and then they'll make that black comment to make it seem like they're talking about people like us, and they're not. They're like you said, they're the same people. They call back there they call themselves gorillas. And I'm gonna show you. They call themselves gorillas. Where the guy Ace Live, he was in Colombia, or he was in one of those like Mexico or something like that. Now look at the guy. He does the Pop Smoke dance. So you telling me that Pop Smoke made this dance up? Because this video was like a couple years back. Look at him do the kick dance, the Pop Smoke dance. Look at them, they're doing the Pop Smoke dance. Look at him kick his leg this way. Boop, 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 boop. Now, mind you, where did they get this dance from? You see what Pop Smoke was doing, who he was representing. They get paid by the higher uppers of the coca land, the cocaine. That's who's funding them. Now look who popped out at the party. Look who popped out. Do you see that? See the monkey? Do y'all see that monkey? See the ape? Okay, let me put this back up. Alright? There go the monkey right there partying with them. Planet of the Apes. See the monkey? Planet of the Apes back there. And it's not to be rude. That's just what they call themselves, the gorilla. I've showed you even the white girl had the eyes and the nose. This is just their features. And on top of that, they have the same mentality as monkeys. Do you ever see I think monkeys is cute, but did you ever see, like, if you have like a sandwich, or if you have like an ice cream or something, and you turn your head for 1 second, a monkey would just snatch it from you and be like it's mine now, bitch. And it's like, what the hell? And don't have nothing around no monkey. Monkeys are savages, yo. They will come all up in your stuff. They will just snatch. They'll try to stuff stuff down their throat and snatch, not caring if anybody else get any. I've seen people see monkeys, their kids be dead with them, right? And people be like, oh my God, the monkey is grieving. No, the monkey is not grieving. The monkey is the reason why that baby is dead. That sometimes they don't feed them. They be eating over their heads and they be like, oh, because the baby too small. No. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. They be older and the monkey mothers still don't give them no food. So what would be the reason then? So sometimes them babies be dead because they're very negligent with the kids. I'm not saying they don't care about them. I'm saying that they care about themselves and how they eat and their well-being way more than they care about anything else. And that seems like the same concept of some of their gorilla people. Now, I don't want to be rude and point no fingers to all these motherfuckers, but this is why their children, like Mimi, when she's complaining about her Nigerian mother, like, oh, all she cared about was Scientology and da-da-da-da, and she was a sex slave in the game, under all these pimps and all this stuff, and being sold to one person, that person. Listen, and I'm not saying that in general, because I'm just saying, in my opinion, that's what I've been viewing. She doesn't come out and say she was doing this, but you know this is the kind of lifestyle that they live, and this is why they all are on TV as well, because they belong to the gang. These are like their slaves. Like in a format, you would think that they are rich because they're on TV, and most of these people are actually their slaves to the people that they're working for on TV. Like they're signing contracts, and it's not even the contracts that's locking them in. It's their descendant of their family and them being a part of it, or their parents being on drugs, or they being forced to children, like young Pharaoh, where he said he was in the system and was abused all his life. Like, you think he's talking about abuse, like being beat up? Like come on, you gotta put two and two together. That's how they move with their people, okay? And that don't got nothing to do with us. But they trying to force it on us, this kind of behavior that they have going on. But it's not really working that well in their behalf. I just also wanted to show you this, like, as well. Yeah, these people are wild, bro. Like, she eating some big, this thing squirted out on her, bro. Like, it squirted out on her. Like, look at that. She did that on purpose. This is how you know it's scripted. She kicked it, she hit it like boop, It made it squirt. Like, what the these freak-a-leaks, they are definitely sex slaves, and they don't even, I don't even think they like this food. They do it for money because these videos get a lot of views. So y'all always viewing stuff that y'all shouldn't be viewing. This is why they do this stupid stuff. Look, this is just ridiculous. Look how little she is. She don't want to eat that. But her master, her handler is right in front of her and told her to hit the thing and let it squirt. Like, they're just sick people, bro. Just like when Kwame Brown was eating his mung pung. When he was eating his mung bank, he was doing like that with the sausage. He only ate the sausage. I was like, oh my God. These sex slaves, they just don't stop. And all he talk about is sexual stuff. They just won't quit. Look at this. Look at these people are nuts. Two bald heads at the table. Let me make it bigger. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Oh my, they think they're the monks. They are representing the monks that young Pharaoh was talking about. Like, and you already know that Jada's mother was a crackhead. Okay? She don't look like a crackhead to me right now. They be scamming. I think she was on crack because they do drugs. That's their thing. Their thing is to do a lot of drugs. But they also be a part of stuff. Like, it's not like she was just some crackhead on the street. Because Jada and Tupac and all of them was inside of a program and things of that nature. Okay? So, yeah, let's keep it moving. I'm trying to wrap it up, but it'd be so much to talk about with these nasty immigrants, man. And I don't want to be rude about all immigrants, because some immigrants don't know what the hell is really going on, and they just escape their nasty fate and come here. And I don't mind some of them people being here, but sometimes you got to understand that they still got their culture in them, you know? So it's like, okay, you're here and you're not a part of the scam, but deep down in your culture, you still got that gorilla behavior, that monkey behavior with snatchies, and it's like, I don't care what happens to this because I eat first, you know? And y'all still got that kind of mentality. You see how, like, Tasha K curses a lot, or Amina curses a lot, or who else is like a West Indian or Afro-Latina that's on here and they're part of the scam? They curse a lot. They're very loud because they trying to use God voice. Like, oh my God, it's so easy to point them out. It's so easy to see who's who, you know? And they're all a part of the scam. They show you, they sell kids, they get kids for foster care, all kinds of stuff, and they're not telling you that. But yes, they are, in my opinion. It's obvious. But Tasha K is showing kids on her stuff. That other lady, I don't like to mention her name because she's dead crazy, because, you know, Capricorns is different. So I try not to bother Capricorns too much, but yeah, I don't care. You know, I still am a Capricorn as well, so I'm going to say what I want. Yeah, they talk about these kids and all that. Like, come on, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, you know? So, yeah, like I said, this girl right here, I'm going to do a video on her. She had a bodysuit on. Look at her body, her butt. Are you kidding me? Did y'all see that? This is just like a Cardi B. She got a bodysuit on. I'm gonna slow it down for y'all. Okay, it's gonna come up right here. Look at the butt. What is all of that? Why is it denting? Why is it denting right there? Like, why is the dent so hard right there? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh my God, let me try to pause it. That's not regular body. That's bodysuit defunctioning. That's why she couldn't even really walk. She can't even really walk in this bodysuit. Because you know who this is, right? I forget who made a video of her already. This is that weird white girl that acts retarded, that I showed you she had an Adam's apple. I don't know what that white girl name is. And she be acting like she black. This is the same girl. It took me a while to look into it, but I'm going to do a video on her. But I just wanted to show you guys really quick that they wear bodysuits. Look, that's a bodysuit 100%. That's not her body doing that kind of dent. in both legs. I'm trying to pause it. I'm trying to get it on a pause. Do you see that? Do you see? Do you see right here and right here? Weird malfunctioning. It's not booty injections because it's not even on the booty. It's all the way in her legs. So what is that? Why would it be folded in like that? Just like Beyonce's stomach, you know, like it's like inflating, and then she kind of like not be able to walk well. She's like falling back a little bit, like that. You can still see the dent. You can still see the dent right here. It's a body. She got a bodysuit on. I don't know how exactly they do it, but it's clear as day something's not right. Look how she could barely walk. Like she could barely walk. Didn't I tell you she got mad swollen out of nowhere? This is because she got a bodysuit on, y'all. Look, falling. Look how she falling. Like, I really can't explain it, but I'm going to do my twins video because I do enjoy blowing them up and showing how something ain't right. And that y'all need to stop liking these people because they are definitely infiltrating and it's like the same person and they play different roles of the same person. I don't know what they do with the original person. I don't know if they sacrifice the original person or that original person goes somewhere like in the Arctic, because we do not, it's like a big landmass of the Arctic and Antarctica that they're never going to ever show us. So I don't know if they live great lives somewhere else on a part of a land that they're just not giving us any access to, or they are sacrificing and killing them and then letting other people that's really a part of the group play them in like bodysuit. But something ain't right. Something is definitely not right. And I'm going to do some twins video coming up. I probably won't do a live next week, but I'll probably do some twin videos because doing a live, I don't know when to get off. So the twins videos is more shorter. And I have more time to do those than to be. Look at the monkeys. The kind of monkeys is on top of the car. Look how they just start swarming in and just violating like, yeah, they don't care. Look how she got she got a baby monkey on her back. She's not even concerned about her baby monkey. She just want that banana. One of the monkeys grabbed like 5 bananas. It was like, was that necessary? They was like, I don't know. It's way more monkey videos where they are just very aggressive. Very aggressive. I'm not talking about the rapper Twins. I don't know what that means. I'm saying that this girl, she's playing the role of that white girl. I don't know what that girl's name is. I can't remember it right now. And I got a lot of videos coming up because this lady right here, she plays a role too. This lady right here, she plays a role too. Her name is Arkbark. I got a video of her coming up. I even got a video of the guy from Squid Games. I got a video of the guy from Squid Games coming up as well. They had somebody play a role. Let me see if I can get this picture of him. I got a video of him coming up as well. He's in Mask, and I know who plays him. Yeah, Akbar is a secondary character. I believe the real character is Kelly Price, and they just did a thing about Kelly Price being disappearing. I don't know what the hell happened to her. But I realized once they did that, they did something with Akbar and Tommy fighting. And when they do things like that, it's like they try to hint that that's the person playing. And I looked into it, and I got some videos coming out. I can tell you now because when I do my videos, I detail it and try to bring it all in together. So, yeah, I mean, I got some twin videos coming back, so I might not be doing my live right now. Maybe 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, I'll probably do another live. But I really wanted to like do my live videos. But about Tia and Tamara, I was told that they are the same person. Tia and Tamara, I don't know if they're two different people, but I think they got a lot of clones out here of Tia and Tamara. Like I think like the girl, that sings. I think she's definitely somewhat in that clone factory. Um, the sister, y'all gotta look at the show Sister Sister. It was very subliminal. Cause you got two twins that never knew each other and then ran into each other in the mall like, yo, you look like me, you look just like me. And then they automatically assumed they were twins and that one person had the Doja Cat. I believe that the twin, I think Tamara plays Doja Cat at some point. And I also think Joey Chavez plays Doja Cat when she does her performances. I think that they interswitched that character. And I think Doja Cat also gets played by the brother as well. Because sometimes she looks really skinny, Doja Cat. Then sometimes she looks really thick. I think she's being played by Joey Chavez when it's time for her to do her performances. And then sometimes I think she's getting played by Tamara as well when she looks a little bit thick, like she has like she had children, where her boobs sag a little bit. But Doja Cat don't have any children, so it doesn't make no sense that she has like a mom bob sometimes. So I think, like I said, I think that a lot of people play these roles if they want to, because only thing you gotta do is do a makeup. And then like you ever saw, like they subliminally show you on Instagram and stuff that they put, like you ever saw a celebrity change their face by makeup and they'll look like a celebrity? So it's just that easy. You don't see the person, they'll be like, oh, and Michael Jackson, they'll have their face, and then it'll be Beyonce or whatever. It's just that easy. You understand what I'm saying? Or these celebrities that do the voiceovers, it's because they know how to, they have like voice boxes or something. Like I can't explain it, but this is the games that they're playing out there, and it's for a reason. It's all, everything is on the line for them. They gotta keep us in a dreamland. Once we wake up and stand up, the game will be over for them, and it's back to the third world. And listen, if they go back to the third world without doing the trades and from Mexico and from Americas, if we don't trade with them, they're gonna go back to a very bad living, and that's not an option for some people that know, that's been through it. That's why with all the like Biggie Smalls, when he's like, it was all a dream, and then all that stuff he was talking about, that was their fate in Jamaica and in other countries, North Africa. Like that was their fate of them having absolutely nothing. Or mama was making miracles or whatever. Like that wasn't our issue ever. We had Thanksgivings here. We have abundance of food. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kelly Price, but I knew it was something else. They even had an issue. I think it was like MTV Catfish, where they had a Kelly Price. Like it was something where she was like, "Oh, she was a Kelly Price." So Kelly Price, something ain't right with the Catfish. The connection of that. Now I'm looking at Akbar, and I'm like, maybe I'm getting, because Kelly Price is playing the second role, and I'm gonna do a video on that to connect it, because Kelly Price had a big weight loss and all this stuff. And yeah, I think she's a big major player in the game, and she's playing other roles. And I'm gonna connect that all in my video with the MTV thing, with the Catfish and Kelly Price being mentioned in that, and also her recent stunt, and then Akbar coming out with this fight with Tommy right during the same time they was mentioning the Kelly Price issue. So I felt like it was definitely, they do things right in your face for a reason. And I always like to snatch what they throw in our face and try to think of how I could connect the dots to it. And that's where I come up with all this stuff. Because nothing slips past me. That's all I really have for right now. Also, I want to also show you, like they give you our heroes, but like I always say, our heroes ain't nothing but a sandwich. Because as you can see, they are definitely African, Asiatic, South Central American people. And as you can read, it says that Maya Angelou was a prostitute and a single mom at 20, and then she ended up being successful. And they say that Malcolm X was a thief, a woman beater, and a drug addict. And then they ended up being the greatest. They ended up having the greatest stories in life. So you see what I'm trying to say about this? It's impossible for all these drug addict, cokehead, prostitutes to be so successful. Like, it's starting to get annoying at this point. It's a pattern. These are their sex slaves. These are their slaves. These are their slaves back in Central America, Brazil, wherever they're getting them from. If they're not their sex slaves, they are the people that are enslaving people. The people that are being our government, the people that's in control. But when you see the ethnic people, the hierarchies are the ones that enslave the ones at the lower level. So I believe these are the sex slaves that come and perform and put on these shows for us. They're puppets. Because like I said, they say this lady's a prostitute and this and that, and he was a drug addict, this a thief, you know, and you know that they're considered professional thieves. The monkeys, they be stealing and snatching right in your face. They're wild, like wild. They're wild. We have domestic animals, domestic stuff where you can have the animal in your house and you could be feeding it and be like, oh, hi, kitty, kitty, hi, doggy. Even our squirrels, we be feeding them nuts and stuff. And they're animals. Like, go ahead and try to feed one of their animals. Like, they're wild. They're wild and they're out of control. And so is the people, and so is the end, and so is their life. And then over here, it's domestic. It's nice and cool and easy breezy. It's no difference between the animals and the human beings that grow here. It's the environment. It's the place that stand by the place that you live. Okay. Yeah. So I think I made my point on what I was trying to say about the Haitians didn't really need no help from Americans because they're very successful here. They're in very big career-based things, and you see how they're flooding and running to their aid and trying to get that contract renewed and it's about 50,000 people waiting to get up in here, and I'm pretty sure some of them already made it in here illegally in Texas and all that. They letting them pop up out there like, they're going to Golden Beauty's massage parlor school. Like, come on, let's be honest. Like, Young Pharaoh act like he's not a part of the Epstein stuff, but he got a massage table and the girl is taking massage classes, like, for the happy endings that he said he got from her. Like, y'all gotta put two and two together and see that these people are all a part of the same crowd. And they're just like trying to recruit us and make us act like we don't get what's going on. 8 right with 24 makes sense. I found Jennifer. I don't think I could look into Jennifer Hudson, but she's definitely she's a part of it for real. Like, she took her whole family out. Like, she's super weird. And then the interview she was doing afterwards, like, come on, like, take a day off, sis. Like, your whole family died. Take a day off. But no, not her. They gotta work. They keep them working. Even if they gotta play other characters, these slaves gotta work. They gotta work or they go back to their country. And I just wanted to stop. I'm gonna probably end it right here. I wanted to get this little girl. She was hilarious. Okay.
I didn't say get out. You in jail and time out.
Well, let me tell you this, Linda.
My name ain't Linda. So you sit right there and time
She
out,
said,
little
well.
bad little girl.
No, let me say something.
No,
If
don't
I
tell me.
wasn't here, I would surely take a day off from you and then a day off from these kids.
Okay.
I'm not in the classroom. I'm just done with you.
I'm done with you too, but you in time out.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not cool.
You're gonna be in time out.
Oh,
That's why you in time out right
I'm
now.
sick still.
I think so.
Well, when I get up out of town and go to bed, I will be glad to go home and enjoy the rest of my life.
Okay.
And you will be back in time out.
So mind you, that's a little red brown kid from America. And they put her in timeout for what? Like she said, she got Linda all together, okay? She was like, let me tell you something, Linda. Listen, honey, okay? Shorty is advanced. So instead of sending her to the section, because you could tell she's in a daycare setting. And if you could look at the kids behind her, you already see what color these kids are. Not to be rude, but they're kind of like, these kids look like they falling on the floor.
I didn't say.
These kids back here, they falling on the floor. They look like they're not. She look like she knows her ABCs, her 1, 2, 3. Look at these kids. These kids is not really doing what she's doing. They're like crawling on the floor, playing with their toys. This little girl is too advanced. And because she's advanced, they telling her to be in a timeout. This is the problem. Instead of putting her in a timeout because she's not drooling and falling on the floor like the kids in the background. Look at this kid. Look at this kid fell. This other kid, he don't know what's going on. None of them are talking English. Like, none of them are talking like how she's talking. They're probably just saying jibber jabber stuff, as a kid this age should. But some kids are advanced. And you could clearly see she could keep up with the adults. So you don't put her in a timeout. You put her in an advanced class to accommodate her level of learning. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not just saying her in particular. I'm just saying this is what happens to a lot of us. Like, where I was always in the advanced classes in the advanced schools. But what I'm saying is sometimes they'll have like a little black boy that's all over the place and stuff. They'll put him in a timeout or in a punishment instead of putting them in a higher advanced learning situation because she's obviously bored. She already said she's trying to get away from these kids and she can't wait to go home with her life. So it's obvious she's trying to tell you that these kids ain't on her level. The kid, you saw the kid falling and they was digging on stuff and the other kids like, like those kids was on the level they should be on, and that's cool and that's great. But y'all got to understand greatness and get them where they need to be, and not in a punishment or not in a, when I started to get in older classes and older grades, they started putting me in alternate ed. They started putting me in, like, cause they said I was having behavior issues, but the truth was they were saying that I was being influential to kids in the class, cause I was talking about it. But the thing was, I never failed the grade, and I always had A's and good grades. So who cares about my behavior if I'm talking or something in the class? Bro, I'm finished your work already. And they're saying I'm disrupting other kids. So you put me in an alternative school, a class, to put me into, and those people weren't learning nothing in those classes. So they was just trying to make me dumber when they know I was at more advanced. They don't like our advance and our geniusness, and they try to punish us. I've been punished in my schools for this, and I have a degree and stuff like that, and I went and got my GED and stuff because they wouldn't let me pass class. I didn't even study for it or nothing. Like, I didn't go out of ninth grade. I went straight for my degree and didn't study nothing and passed it. I went straight for my fucking college degree, didn't do much, studying. I was bullshitting and partying and passed it with A's, A pluses, and B's. It was times in class where I was working with an African Asiatic kid. They put us in a group, and this is in college. They made me work with an African Asiatic kid. It was like a I don't know if she was Muslim or Jewish. I don't know. She was like some type of Muslim Armenian looking person. It was like immigrant kids, and it was like probably a regular black girl. I don't know what she was, but she probably was a regular brown girl. And I was in a group with them, and I tried to be the person to get the group together. I said, yo, let's get together. They never want to get together. So we had 2 weeks. So it got to a point where I was like, you know what? We're not getting together to do this project. I'm going to assign you, and you, and we all had our own assignments for parts of the essay, and I was just going to put it together. I was like, give me your stuff, and I'm going to put it together. So by the middle of that week, when we were supposed to get all our stuff and put it together so I could put it all in one essay, nobody still had nothing. I was texting them, emailing them, and doing all kind of stuff, and they was like they was going to do their own work. It got to a point where it was like, okay, well, now we're not going to be able to type it all together because we're going to be submitting it on the day we got to submit it. So what we did was, I was like, everybody type out what they got, and we're just going to staple it together, which is mad ghetto. So anyway, we did this, and I submitted it to my teacher. Everybody did their part. I'm about to die over here, so I'm about to end it. But let me just get this little story out real quick. I gave it to the teacher, came back with it was like a B- or a C or something like that, which means the kids weren't stupid. But that just was not acceptable. I couldn't believe it. I tried to tell them, like, yo, let's get together. So you know what I did? I went up to the teacher with that paper. I said, I don't do C's and B-. It better be a B+ or an A- or better. So I told him, I said, I don't do this. I said, these kids over here were lazy. They didn't care. I cared. I want to do my own thing. I want to separate from them. And my teacher allowed me to do my own essay. And I came back the next week with my own essay of the whole project. And I got a B+. So I did the right thing because my grade went up. They kept their C+ or B-, whatever that grade was. But I went and complained to my teacher and said, yeah, this ain't going to work for me, Linda. Let's get these people together. They can sit around and do what they did, but you're not going to do me like that. And he let me go on to do what I did. I did my whole project by myself, redid it, and I got a better grade. So my point is, don't put me in, don't put us in it because we like this, and y'all want us to stand in the crowd. They want us to be average, or they want us to be less than, because put me on alternate ed, we weren't learning nothing. It was a very bad place to be. So they basically said F me being smart and tried to make me stupid by exiling me out of the group setting and putting me in a a timeout or a class that would consist of like 5 people, like I was special ed, but it was alternative ed because it was for behavior problems. I wasn't even bad. They was saying that I was influenced and I was too much of an influence, but like, and this is what they do to us. But anyway, that's why I say like be careful with if you're medicating if their kid is getting medicated or in special ed, make sure that that's supposed to be happening, because sometimes people don't care and they want the checks, or sometimes people are not looking into it and letting somebody else diagnose somebody and they don't know they want them to be falling on the floor or something or being at this level, and because they're not at this level they're being ostracized or punished for it for not keeping that's funny. I didn't really get much of that, but thanks for coming. I'm gonna check it out at the end. This stuff goes so fast, and I swear I want to press this button because I feel like this might help, but I feel like everything's gonna shut down if I press this button to see if it helps. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna look at some like tutorials to check out to see how it could work out better for me, so I can interact more. So that's the only really thing I got. I am gonna get into a lot of stuff. It's a lot of things to be said. I'm not even gonna show this because I really want to end it, but yeah. I just don't want to like leave nothing else out that I really wanted to touch on. I don't really got nothing right now. Yeah, so let me just end it here because my thing is about to die and it's getting late, and I know whoever's staying with me probably is just being nice at this point because I've been up here for mad long babbling. But I hope that everyone understands that we are under attack and people are stepping over us, and it's on purpose, and it's been being done for so long. And I think that people have just been quiet about it and they've been wearing their mask about it. But I think a lot of people need to start speaking up and making a lot of noise about a lot of changes that need to happen for the people in America. Even if you're an immigrant or half breed, like half immigrant, half American, you're here, and everybody needs to understand that the conditions here are very good. They just need to be applied to us and not being shipped all over the place. Like, deal with us first and make sure we're super satisfied before you start to just shove out on everybody else, because there's a lot of people that feels like they're not doing good at all, and no one here should not be doing good. Everyone here should be doing at a decent basic level or better. So yeah, we need to start vocalizing and taking off the mask and speaking up more about the conditions here for us and the work type of grueling schedules that we have. Where other places they have like I think in Spain they get 2-hour breaks. It's called like a something siesta. Like a siesta, and they get 2 hours to eat and then go home and sleep and drink a beer and come back to work. We need to start speaking up about the conditions here, because don't nobody work harder than us. I don't even care if they work in sweatshops. Don't nobody work harder here than us. Even people that own businesses, people got to hustle and bustle to keep their business up alive. We work harder than anybody, so we need to have conditions. Our needs need to be met before they start to skip over on us. And I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you for staying with me. It's all love. I swear that I'm glad that, most of you guys stayed here to the end. I would have, I know some of the numbers went down, and I'm not mad at you if you ain't stayed. But the people that did stay here, oh my God, it's nothing but love. And try to like as much as you can with this video so it can be spreaded. I realized that they say you have to like the video for it to get on like the playlist or whatever for other people. So try to like it as much as you can, and always share as much as you can as well. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with subscribing. And enjoy the rest of you guys' night. Thank you. Enjoy your night. I'm out of here, and I will be back as soon as I can. And if something pops up, and I'm going to come out and talk about it. So I'm not going to just stay away. If things pop up, I will be popping back out, because it's a lot of things going on. And they say this is Red October and blah, blah, blah. Halloween is coming up, and that's their special day. That's when the dead come alive and the zombies pop out and the mermaids is kidnapping people. So yeah, if anything comes up, I'll be out here. I'll be popping out. But like, share, subscribe, guys, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night, all right?